Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Roll Hit Die presents Dresden Files, New Orleans. Before we hand off our session off to Rod, who's our game master for this evening, I would like to give a shout out for Roll20, where you'll see all our miniatures and our battle maps and any other pictures and stuff that Rod would like to show us to immerse us in our game. Also, some of our miniatures are created through the Hero Forge subscription packet. So if you've not had a chance to check out Hero Forge, you can create your own mini, paint it, get them to send you the version at home, or you can have a subscription and make a digital version to use in your games. Also, down below us should be a link to Extra Life. So if you want to help out the children of Children's Miracle Network or Children's Hospitals, click that link down below, follow the directions, and give and help out the children. With that, I don't see that I have any other announcements to make, so I will hand it off to you, Rod.
All right. Well, I think we have the same cast of characters. No one's died yet. So Robert playing Gus, our detective muse, seems to have run into a little trouble with the law himself recently. Gabe, the White Council druid, who actually currently has 2 of his consequence slots filled. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Of course, and that is played by Michael John. Dave playing Jack, who also has 2 consequence slots filled.
I do.
That's so much fun. Sensory overload and torturous visions. One of those is severe. That's going to last a little while.
That would be the visions.
Yeah.
Those are both mental, aren't they? Ugh.
Yeah, but I mean, a mental consequence can affect you similarly to a physical one, right? Try and hit something, you got that sensory overload, or the torturous visions are getting in the way.
Yes, but they affect me longer.
Do they?
Inhuman recovery only applies to physical consequences.
That's true. What are you going to do about it? We should talk about how you're going to get those mental consequences fixed. That is actually a very good point. I'm going to turn to that page. And of course, Dan portraying Lever Baptiste, our ignorant outcast. When we left off, I believe you had just finished murdering one of the Fomor.
I don't think that's how that went.
Well, hold on. Did you capture him, and did Gus shoot him in the head?
I believe we defended ourselves.
I mean, he was a prisoner when Gus shot him in the head. That doesn't seem exactly like defense to me, but I'm open to your argument.
I was referring to the actual attack itself.
Oh, not the
I
murder.
don't recall the... be me as a player, I don't recall the shooting in the head, but that doesn't mean I'm nothing.
Am I remembering correctly, Robert?
I don't remember the end of that. I don't remember the end of last Monday.
Fair enough. I have in my notes that you had killed the Fomor named Taint. I was expecting him to come back later and do terrible things.
I kind of have a vague memory of us killing him. So.
Yeah, I went back and watched a few minutes.
Yeah, I think we did. Probably did. I just couldn't remember exactly who did it. I know...
You wasn't human. And you were feeling a little, I guess, put upon. Because the Fomor came at you pretty hard. There seemed to be no reason whatsoever. In fact, I don't know if you guys have determined why they came for.
All we know is that their leader wanted us captured and brought to him.
Yeah. Wonder what was up with that. Well, won't know. Guy's dead. Can't ask. I believe after that you had all said, hey, we should probably, in character, call it a night. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we were already on the way home anyway, weren't we?
Yeah, we were ambushed on the way.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were ambushed on the way to dinner.
Oh, okay.
But it was later than that.
Oh, it might have been. I don't really remember.
So, yeah, Dave, what do you want to do about starting that healing process?
Well, torturous visions is that's gonna need some work. I need to think about that one. Sensory overload is not that bad.
That's really not.
If like if I remove myself from the stimulus that caused the sensory overload, you know,
Which you guys definitely have.
yeah, I would imagine that would start to get better just from that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I just need a little quiet time.
Yeah, that would make sense. Honestly, even for sensory overload, I'd be okay with, a good night's sleep will help with something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking that. The torture visions, I have to think about that. There's a couple of possibilities.
Okay.
Can find you a therapist.
Yeah, that would be one possibility.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the two avenues to approach it would be psychological or spiritual. So
Okay. I'm trying to think if there's. Yeah, the torturous visions is definitely a little bit harder to. Like, some of the things I can even say, yeah, this would bleed over into the physical realm, and it would make sense that, with the inhuman,
mm-hmm.
with its constitution, it starts going away, or the inhuman toughness, it starts going away. But I do agree with you. That was not something I thought of, by the way, when I gave you those torturous visions.
No, I know that's
Was something I had thought of.
yeah. But I mean, it's mental consequences. They're gonna go that way.
They do.
Not always, but often.
Well, you can always, ask a white council wizard to, if there's something he's able to do.
Yeah, go into your mind, root around a little bit.
No, no, we don't do that.
Technically, it says never invade the thoughts of another. One could argue he's giving you permission. It's not an invasion. He's kind of opening himself up. It's a gray area.
And what one could argue this, but how does arguing with wardens tend to turn out?
You don't argue with
Snicker
wardens.
snack.
Yeah, so you could argue it, sure.
You don't argue with the
Good
wardens.
idea?
Not successfully.
No. See, he gave me permission. Oh, he gave you permission because he was enthralled. All right, come here.
Well, you don't know why. All right. Well, that was a Monday evening. Are we doing the let's get a good night's sleep so that we can start dealing with some of these sensory overload, or is there a different plan? You guys had learned some things last time as well.
About Lavere potentially being related to La Laurie through her daughter Laura.
Yeah, that was that's what someone said. It's probably a lie, right?
Sure. We also learned a little bit more about, I guess, Hart. Excuse me, trying to move the desk around. The house. Found out. We did find out who purchased the house, right, in the auction. That Laura could not.
Not yet.
Okay, but we know that Laura was trying for it, but was unable to get it.
She
Yeah,
did
and
not succeed in getting it. The house, you have learned, is owned by the Lafitte Historical Society.
Yes,
That was the other question: is who's behind the Lafitte Historical Society?
they were formed about 25 years ago, around about the same time that the son / sole heir of the Kendrick Hart left everything to his nephew.
Yes.
And
He
that
was
happened.
apparently the uncle of Wizard Larry Hart.
And the thing is, we can always go to the city hall and look at the records, the deeds.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, okay, since it's computers, maybe not go with Gabe.
Right.
You think that might be a problem? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think you said that my moderate consequence of despair was going away at the beginning of this
Yeah,
session.
I've already taken that off my
Okay.
tracker.
Okay. So I'm going to get rid of it.
Street.
And I think you
You
said
and
the
only have
huh?
you and Lavere each have sensory overload. That's the only consequences the two of you have.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
some other injuries.
Overload and the severe torturous visions, and Gabe has the mild headaches and a moderate sprained knee.
So yeah, if we were calling it a night, Lever would probably make his way back to what was it, Chateau Germain.
Yep, I know what you mean. And of course, your patron will ask what you've been up to. No, you have a different conversation.
Sorry, my son just popped in, asking
No,
about
okay.
something. Well, checking on some information at the library, and of course we ran into a scuffle on the way home.
You do look a little peaked. Please, if you'd be so kind, I'd be more than interested to hear what happened. After all, this can sometimes go to the nature of how your abilities work.
Kind of confused on the whole situation, to be honest with you. And I don't know what accent I'm currently using.
Yeah, I run into that same problem. The New Orleans accent, there's a few of them, and I'm not good at any of them.
So, yeah, we were on our way from the library and got jumped by some frog-looking folk. Of course, you know, didn't last all that long, but one of them caused a little bit of an issue, and I've got a bit of a headache over it.
I'm sure you do. The Fomor are making more of a presence in the city. They're a bit of a nuisance, really. Going after some of the tastier, unaffiliated types. I'm not surprised that they came after you and some of your friends. After all, you are not officially recognized as part of the court.
And of course, Lavere still new in all this. Doesn't realize exactly how often his questions aren't completely going unanswered. Will Axel pop up and say, "Have you ever heard of a share named Laura?"
I've
Laura.
known many women in my life.
Would her last name, I'm assuming, be Laurie?
Lalaurie.
Mm-hmm.
You did find an old picture of the two of them together.
I know.
Okay.
I'm not pointing that out, but I had to remember that.
Got it. I wasn't sure if you had remembered that. He goes,
It's actually written down underneath my genealogy.
is it?
Yes. Questioning genealogy, the things we investigated.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Laura Lalaurie, I believe, was the share's name.
It is, sounds a little bit familiar, I guess. Sounds familiar. It rings a bell. I'd difficult to place where from. Give me some time to think about that. I will search my memory and see if I can remember such a woman. Lalaurie, you said.
Mia. She apparently was the, let's say, the daughter of Madame Lalaurie?
Valerie? Well,
It did say daughter. It did come up she was the daughter.
yeah, Laura was Delphine Lalauerie's daughter.
See, I never even wrote down Madame Lallaurie's first name, so.
Delphine. Well, if she was related to Delphine Lalaurie, I was certainly not aware of that. That is a very interesting thing.
She maybe knows something that goes on at the. She tried to get the mansion back not too long ago, and did not make it. So I don't know. It just came up in some of the things we was checking out.
Oh, well.
Thought I'd ask.
Well, whatever information you find, if you bring me, I will always do my best to help you interpret it. I feel badly that I have failed to help you on this occasion.
Oh no, shit! Don't feel bad. I'm not much help myself, but I do need to go get some rest. So maybe we talk more later.
Of course.
And yeah, Laverne will make his way to his new room and rest his head from the sensory overload and whatever else ails him.
Yeah. Anybody else have any before I go to bed things to handle?
No, actually, the only person who I want to talk to right now is she's probably at home.
Who?
What's her name? Go ahead here.
Oh yeah, you'd have to go. I mean, it's a convent. I don't think they're gonna take your call this late.
I mean, I wouldn't call them because I can't really do that. I just show up and go, hello?
I don't think they'd take you calling upon them kindly at this late hour.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Kind of what I was thinking. All right. So I think we should call that some sort of milestone. I will let each of you go get your points. I have gotten mine. I believe that's going to be 2 for Gus, 1 for each of you. When was the last time? How do I read for skill points? I don't know when the last time was.
Did you hand them out or did we draw?
No, I said you go get them. I am lazy.
It's been a while since you gave us skill
Yeah, I
points.
was about to say, why don't we put a skill point on that, and that'll make it a significant.
The middle one.
Middle, the second level. Yeah, second level experience. So go ahead and take a skill point as well. I think we're nearing the point of probably picking up a refresh.
Okay, skill point. I can't do that. I can't do that.
Yeah, we're close to that point. I don't know that we're there yet.
So can I switch one and then add a point?
Correct. When you have the significant, you get 2 things.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yep. You just have to make sure that you preserve
The pyramid.
the skill pyramid, right? So that you don't have any numbers above that are larger than they should be, right?
Mhm.
Like Laverne, for instance, is built where he's got only a couple things towards the top, so he has a couple more options.
I just did mine.
You do too.
I added contacts to great.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, my weapons just went up too good.
Looks like you actually only you have. We should be at 32. Yeah. So let's fix
All
that.
right.
32 available. Yep. Good. And Laverne trying to figure out what he's going to spend his on. Oh, Gabe. What was it you moved up there?
So I moved,
Guns or weapons?
weapons went up.
Okay.
Weapons went up from average to fair, and I alertness down. Or I should have moved athletics down, not alertness. And then I added the point to weapons. So that
Okay. So, are you gonna what weapon do you carry around?
I don't really have one yet, but I'm planning to get one pretty soon.
Like
Sword.
those are for a wizard. That's not hard to come by.
That's well.
You can even look. It can even be I have this old cavalry saber.
Sure.
You know, swords are not a hard thing to come by. It's not an amazing sword. It's not an enchanted sword or anything like that. Well, not yet. You have 2 potion slots, right?
I do. Or I have 1 potion that has 2 uses. But I'm
Technically, that can either be 1 potion with 2 uses, or it can be 2 separate potions.
Okay. Can I spend 2 fate points and have them both be 2 potions of whatever one I want them to be?
You can do them separately, yes.
Okay. Then I'll do 2 potions of whatever. Do I have to spend those 2 every single session?
No. Let's say right now you're looking at the character sheet here, right? And I put right down here potion. You have 2 of them. They're undefined, right? When you go to spend one, it's a fate point, and I happen to have a potion of this.
Can I spend 2 now?
If you define what the potion is now, you don't have to spend any fate points.
I know. Can I say I spend 2 now so that I don't possibly run out and I'm not able to use them? I can't.
No, that's not how that works.
Yeah. Well.
So it's a question: do you want to define one and leave one undefined?
Yeah, I'll have 1 potion of athletics, and then I'll have 1 athletics.
All right, that works pretty well. So we would just go right. Whoops. Right. So. And then you can just whatever that one is there. All right, so you're pretty good. And Dave, how is Jack? Any questions?
No, I just raised stealth by 1, and that's that.
You are a stealthier bastard now.
I am.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
So, nope, that won't work.
I'm sorry?
Trying to keep the pyramid in check. I swapped, deceit with weapons to bring weapons up, but I can't raise weapons up to good without messing up the pyramid, so.
Correct. Yeah, you're looking at waiting a little while, I think.
So.
Or you'd have to push something from good to great so that you'd have
Yeah, I think I'm going to bring my intimidation up to great for now.
So, it's going to take a little while because you're going to move your intimidation up now.
I'm thinking. Well, I haven't spent the point for the raising up yet.
Now, deceit is what you use for your emotional vampirism. You sure that's something you're moving down?
Not now that you said something. I'm actually bringing up the page now to actually double check what I need to work with.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't want to do that.
I would think not.
Put you back at 2. Put weapons back down at 1. Disciplines for my food. Hunger. Alertness is keep from being surprised too much.
Yeah, you need all your skills. In fact, one could almost argue a white court is gonna, in other games, it would almost be you have mad problems, right? The multiple attribute dependency. Because a good suite of your powers are based off of what you can do physically.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to have all that social stuff because that's what they do. Now, anyone who's not swapping 2 things, any aspect updates? No?
Can't think of any right now.
Okay.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. All right. So Tuesday morning, what's the plan?
Go get breakfast.
I am listening while you guys are talking. So what is the plan for Tuesday morning?
Back to Waffle House, I guess.
I mean, it might be going to work for several of you, right?
I
Yeah.
will first thing, I will just hop on the internet while I'm still at my place, so I don't have to worry about wizards screwing up computers.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And I'm just going to do a little web search for the Lafitte Historical Society and just see what the public information can tell me about the organization.
So probably what, scholar or investigation?
I was thinking probably scholar, right? There we go. That's a great, a +4.
So you spend a good amount of time, fairly detailed search,
Mm-hmm.
and you're basically able to find its tax exempt status
Right.
and the fact that it owns the one property.
Right.
You might draw the conclusion based off of the dearth of information. I think I'm using it the right way.
Yep.
That probably the sole reason that the society exists is to own that one house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there is, because this is somewhat unusual for a nonprofit. So there's no list of employees, board of directors, anything like that.
They might have to have some directors, probably. Yeah. So you know what? That's actually a
I could also try looking up the articles of organization. I don't know in New Orleans if that would be, if those would be online or if I would have to go to City Hall to actually get a copy of that.
No. There will be a name. I gotta go make one up now, right?
Okay.
And unlike the campaign you previously seen me in, I didn't build a phone book. Which in previous games I've done give me the like 10 or 20,000 most common first names, or like male and female. It might have been like 5 and 10 of each, and then give me the most common surnames in the U.S. In different sheets, and I would periodically just do hit the button and give me a random name generator.
Oh, okay.
Give me one. I haven't done that yet for this, but you guys are making me think I'm going to have to. I just have to find one that'll list them out where I can copy paste along.
We do like inventing people.
You do, which is fine. As a reminder, you guys can also even always do declarations of things like that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would you pronounce Caillou, Dave? You took French first.
Caillou.
Llou. I keep thinking of it almost like it's a French name. It says here, but I keep thinking of that double L as being Spanish and wanting to say Caillou.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm wanting to say also.
Caillou. To say with the French accent.
Caillou.
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 Instead of Caillou, it's Caillou. Caillou.
Okay. So there is an attorney, James. I guess we're all going to say Caillou anyway, so I may as well just go with that. James Caillou, who does appear to be the chairman of that society.
Okay.
In fact, looking at the website, probably the only officer.
Okay.
Oh yeah, evil.
Who's looking stuff up? Yeah, Jackie's doing stuff online.
Yep.
Yeah, back in the old days, we actually had people.
They can look. Mortals can research faster than wizards now.
Yeah, but we can do a better job.
Can you know?
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. I'm glad you're telling yourself that.
Yeah.
Well, wizards tend to be self-delusional.
Of course.
You could always, summon your whatever from below and have it search out information for you.
I believe I gave you a demon's name who's particularly good at that.
And you could always, go get a skull and put a spirit of intellect in there.
Right.
Of course, finding a spirit of intellect, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
And finding one who's willing to be in the mortal realm for a prolonged period, because they really kind of like to hang around the never never.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you find them in the mortal realm.
Especially in ones and skulls.
That's unheard of. Nobody does that.
No one would.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Right. So, you've done some research. Anybody else? Or do we kind of fast forward through the day?
Well, one of the things I was going to do is, since I have time on my hand, is go down to City Hall and look up the deeds for the Lalaurie house. Because it should have a list of who purchased the places.
Okay. Well, going through the deeds, you're also pretty good at scholarship, that sort of thing. Are you gonna look? If you want to spend pretty much most of the day, I'm just gonna tell you.
Okay.
I think as we look at the time increments, right? Starting from a day, it's it's a how long does it take to do? It's not hard.
Right.
It's just how long does it take?
I'll take the whole day.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you want to roll, it could take less time.
Nah, not worried about it.
Okay. So, you'll find that apparently a man named Kendrick Hart had owned the house, and he sold it to the Historical Society shortly after they incorporated. Well, technically they didn't incorporate if they're a nonprofit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now what? You're doing that for the day. You're probably running your store for the day. I'm assuming after your internet search, it's going into work for a few hours, which leaves Levere, who, as I understand it, sleeps late. Often.
Well, you party all night and sleep all day, right?
Laverne wakes up.
Lavere is going to, I guess, go to a mundane library and check for microfiche.
For what?
To see if you can find any other news clippings or pictures of anybody of interest in the on what we're checking out, like Laura, Kendrick, or Jacques.
Yeah, probably not. I think you've for the investigation 6. I think you've kind of exhausted that for a little bit.
Okay. So. And we already know she disappeared, so I'm not going to find any information on her in typical search engines.
No, I'm afraid not. If you search Lalaurie, hers is not the name that comes up.
Yeah. Well, I can't think of much more to do then. I'll just wait for everybody else to be ready.
Yep. So let's assume we're at the point where everybody else is ready. Right? You guys have convened again. Now, you've been on this case, really. Today makes it a week. Just in case that matters. All of this has happened over the course of a week. It's been a long
I know,
week.
it's amazing.
A long, long week. So now what? What do we do?
I have business that I need to take care of. And I kind of need you guys to be there because I don't want to die.
Which is
Potentially.
He wants to go visit Wizard Heart.
But first, I want to stop by and talk to Mother Mary.
Okay.
Because.
okay. So, going to see Mother Mary.
Yep. Mother Mary June.
Yep.
I have no problem going along.
Oh yeah, I'll go with you.
I don't think she disliked any of you, right?
Don't recall her disliking any of us. No.
No, she did make some disparaging remarks about, pagans, but... Oh, good evening, my children. What brings you here?
So I have a question, or not really a question, I have a request. As you know, I'm a wizard. I cannot be around modern technology or it will stop working. Correct?
Yes.
Right. You gave me those manacles, which kept my power from actually doing any of that.
It makes it so that if you try to use it, it'll... It Go on, I understand.
May I please borrow one?
Probably not.
Why?
Was there any way that we can
I don't know what your intent is.
make something like it?
My intent is to talk to someone and maybe take them unconscious if they resist, or if they start getting trouble.
Yeah, that doesn't sound all that good.
I would rather
It
not.
sounds a little bit like kidnapping.
No, it's not kidnapping. It's only kidnapping if they
Assault?
didn't do anything bad. No, I'm gonna talk to them. Things go south, or if I hear the things that I think I may hear, then yes, it will be something I need to do. But it's for the betterment of everyone else here in New Orleans.
I'm gonna need more information.
What was it? Kendrick? Not Kendrick. What was
Lindsay Hart,
Yeah, Lindsay Hart. Oh, his actual name, or his uncle's name.
Kendrick.
Yeah, okay, Kendrick Hart or Lindsay Hart, which may be the same or maybe different. I'm not sure yet. I'm afraid that he could be dealing with dark magic, black magic, and that needs to be dealt with.
That's a fairly serious accusation.
I'm not accusing him. That's why I'm going to go talk to him. But if I do accuse him and I'm correct, I need those manacles so that we can get him to Edinburgh.
I think we need a little bit more evidence.
I would be comfortable with more evidence. If he's using black magic, then yes, I would absolutely.
So, don't you have some sort of police force for you magic users? I'm sure they don't let you all go willy nilly.
We do, but they don't. No one ever comes here to New Orleans. Really, both because Samedi and because of where it is.
The young man is correct. It is our understanding that the White Council, well, they don't have much of a presence here, and in fact, over the years, I believe they've always relied on Wizard Hart himself to let them know what's going on. Of course, we sometimes pass information to the White Council through more mundane means.
Right,
No, I can just call on the phone others of my order who have easier ways to contact them.
that makes sense.
Maybe that'd be a good idea, other than say kidnap the only high wizard here in town.
It's not kidnapping. It's talking to, and then maybe taking him. He's evil.
So
You're saying-
you
right.
think he gonna let you put the manacles on him if he evil?
But you're not a warden.
No, I'm not. But there are no wardens here. Am I supposed to wait?
That would take a while.
Exactly. We don't have a wife. If it isn't, then I've made a serious accusation and I apologize. I'll apologize. But Billy's, well, I guess proven guilty. Eh, what? I don't think.
Quick question.
Does the White Council believe in innocent until proven guilty?
Not really.
Right.
Here's the thing. It's the black magic that proves you guilty.
Right.
Now, if it looked like you're getting ready, as soon as you begin engaging in it, you're guilty. That's that. Any of these characters happen to be Roman Catholic?
No.
I don't think so. Right? I know Gus is Greek, so
Yeah.
definitely not. Right?
Can
Right.
I roll lore to see if I know about Roman Catholic faith? I have a superb lore.
Yeah, I mean that's just scholarship. What is it you'd want to know?
Whatever it is that you were going to be telling us. If someone
No. It's not a passing information. This is
okay.
trying to understand character stuff.
Oh.
All right. So I don't think you should be aware that my order is very we strongly support the White Council.
Yes.
So if I were to give you this tool and it was used improperly against the White Council, it damages the relationship with my order and yours. I hope that I can risk that based off of your suppositions. Now,
Maybe she can get the message to these wardens you talk about and have one of them come in to help.
Probably a week.
I can pass along your accusation if you wish. However, you should be aware that if you're wrong, it could hurt your standing in your own council.
Which is why I don't want an accusation.
I'm
not accusing him of anything. I'm
Well,
saying I merely have suspicions.
I don't think suspicions would be enough to warrant.
Okay. Well, if I happen to come up with more evidence, I will let you know.
If you do, I will be happy to hear it. No, she wouldn't be happy to hear it. I will be pleased to listen to what you have to say.
What was that that book that he was reading that one of us had found out about? I think he
The
put it,
Sacramento Vorte.
I'll ask her about that. She knows what that is.
That's a good question.
The Sacred Vortex.
Yeah, I'm looking up. Because it's the Sacrament of the Vortex. I don't think I've heard of that. But there are. I will see if what I can find out about it. That I can do. Of course, my son. Anything else I can do?
Pray for us.
Always.
I believe we can use all the help we can get at this point in time.
Oh, bad idea.
Well, if there's anything else I can do.
I think that would be all.
I will see what I can find. Now, I do have some of the mundane business of the convent to attend to.
Now, is there a way that you can just pass messages between you and the council as far as these concerns? They can get back to you faster than a week.
I can, except that Wizard Kashali here has just said he doesn't wish me to.
So I'm saying, I was asking him if he wanted just to do like a message back and forth to see what he should do.
Well, we can't really text.
Let's not do anything that could get word back to Hart.
Right.
I would prefer not to do things that might piss off a very powerful wizard.
He said if we're about to go to his office and confront him, that might piss him off just a tad bit.
I don't know if we're confronting him or just talking to him.
Yes, that would be my suggestion.
Well, Tuesday evenings he does his office hours at the college,
Is it Tuesday?
Yeah.
Oh,
which it'd be an unlikely place for a wizard, to throw down.
it would be a really.
There's a
weird place.
lot of mundane people around.
Yeah. So we wouldn't throw down.
Right. So that may be a kind of a safe spot.
Yeah, I think we go and see him later today. I'll even try to set up an appointment.
Okay. So calling.
Yeah.
So
Because
yeah,
last time he was like,
the
"Oh."
department secretary says yes, he has office hours. He'll be in the office till 9.
Okay.
So they don't take appointments. You do have, it is going to be first come first serve until he runs out of office hours.
Sure.
Now, Dave and Robert can both correct me if I'm wrong, and no professor would ever do that.
Well, I don't know how law schools work. Sometimes they do things a little differently.
Oh, that's true.
What, first come, first serve, first come, first serve?
Well, I mean, when I was in school, my professor, these are my office hours. If you show up then and I'm not busy, I'll talk to you. Was basically how it worked. And I think the office hours meant I'm in my office. Not I'll have time for you. It means I'm there.
I'm here.
Was kind of my interpretation of it. But this was a long time ago.
30 years?
17 years.
Oh.
Yeah. I graduated just a couple months after you were born. Because, I got married pretty young. Anyway. So, where to? Doing what? What now? Who's a wussin'?
I assume that we're probably going to go look at the historical society that owns the.
Well, it is, remember, this is Tuesday, the end of the day.
Oh, it's the end of the day?
Yeah, so we're already into,
then yes.
like 5, 6 o'clock.
Then probably go talk to Hart, unless anyone else has any objections.
No, I think going and talking to Hart's a good idea.
Good idea.
Sounds like a plan.
I would think every idea is probably a bad idea.
Just what idea is the best bad idea?
What's that?
What idea is the best bad idea?
Yeah.
Well, okay, how about this? It sounds like a plan that could get us to the next stage.
Or killed, either one.
Well, sometimes you either die
Well
or
put.
get to the next stage. Trial by
Yep.
fire.
No. That's very, very well put. All right, so off to see the wizard.
Yeah, I would say the one. Or what he is?
All right, so you're at his office on the college campus. Takes you a little while. Beautiful office. I mean, it's a law school, so it has that lawyerly look to it.
Yeah, like the desk that you have.
Yeah, I guess.
Ridiculously big desk. Comically large desk.
But theirs is nicer.
You know what? Yeah, the kingpin could sit behind your desk, and it would be like a normal desk.
All right, thank
I'm
you.
just saying your desk is.
I did not realize the size of the desk when I purchased it. It is a little bit large. The boy's not
A
wrong.
little bit.
There's just more desks, room to work with. Lay out more books on the table.
I have books. It's great. All right. So yeah, it looks like the door to the office is open. He seems to be having a conversation with two students who's sitting in there. He sees you, kind of smiles at you, kind of does one of these, taps his fingers, to be saying to give him 5 minutes. I am going to assume you'll wait here.
Yeah, I'm not.
Mhm.
You're not?
Gabriel is not obnoxious.
Okay. Um, while you're waiting, all of a sudden the lights begin to flicker.
Hmm.
This is an effect that happens around you kind of commonly.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the office, like from the hallway, you hear this sound, and power seems to kind of wash out, and light bulbs being pop, pop, pop. And you remember seeing, you remember when you guys were on the roof and those
Yeah.
corrupted Loa came at you, and there was someone standing in the portal? Does all this sound familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All too much.
So it should be no huge surprise that you again see that dark, cloaked, cowled figure standing, in this case, in front of that portal with a few more servants. And, well, it's dark. You know what? In fact, let's put some aspects on the scene, because I did say the lights had just gone out.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely feels dark, and it's definitely a dark and creepy vibe going on here. Of course, it'd be nice if I could get that thing to actually, stay the size I wanted it to be. There it is. What? Is that
Never
too
mind.
large?
No, I was gonna say something. I wasn't.
What's that?
I was looking at the app.
It is also a, I don't like that it did that. Hey, this is a. I don't know why it keeps changing the size.
Yeah, I just realized I'm running a game.
Yes, you are.
Man, that really went by really fast.
This will be a well-appointed, fancy office.
Oh.
That seems appropriate, right?
Let's not get rid of that aspect.
Huh?
I wanna piss off her.
And I'll just leave another thing ready. So we have our regular city aspects. It is dark and creepy. It is a well-appointed, fancy office. You know what? There are some in the office with Wizard, right?
Students.
There are. I was going to
Mondays.
say innocent bystanders. Do you prefer law students over innocent by? I like innocent bystanders personally.
I like innocent bystanders too, but
That's
lots-
one-
Innocent law students.
does it give you possibilities? If you
That
get
seems
one
like a
out?
contradiction in terms, Robert.
Yeah.
That was the whole point.
Yeah, I'll go for it. Innocent law students. So obviously they're not studying criminal law
No.
No.
because they're
No,
innocent.
worse, they're studying corporate law.
Maybe. All right. So yeah, this is the person you've seen. Wizard Hart has his students in the office, and as the lights go out, I would expect. Well, yeah, he's going to do what pretty much all wizards do, which is kind of holds up this little thing he has. It almost looks like a flashlight, but it's obviously not, and it begins to kind of emit some light. Yells, "Get down!" And as the students hit the ground, all hell is going to break loose. I've been waiting for this one for a while, guys.
Is
By
that
the
an
way,
aspect two?
what?
Is that an aspect two?
That's one on me.
So,
Oh, okay.
so wait a minute.
These fake points.
The cloaked figure pops something up and says, "Get down."
Yes. Well, what potion would you like to do you have?
Oh, wait, hold on. I think you had a little confusion. It's not the cloaked figure that said "get down." It was Wizard Hart that said "get down."
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
he's
that's-
the one who did that with his flashlight. This, I'm going to show you a new NPC. Here you go, new NPC.
Wow, he's really scary looking.
I know. Isn't that great?
Ooh, spooky.
Wait till wait till he started doing things.
I don't. So can I have a potion of light?
Call it liquid light?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Bottle of sunlight.
Bottle of sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So sure, spend that point.
I'm not sure I can use it now, but I have a potion.
And I guess we should do some,
Of that initiative stuff.
yeah, some of that initiative stuff, shouldn't we?
So alertness or athletics?
No, always alertness. How ready were we? Ooh, the Dark Man gets a 4.
Whoa, you can't say that.
I can. That's the thing.
I know. I was making
All right. So Gabe is at a 2. Jack, not bad, 7. Lavere, a 6. That seems very fast. Are you preternaturally fast right now?
I'm pretty quick right now. Yes, I'll probably have to deal with some discipline later. By the way, I just went ahead and raised intimidation up to great.
Okay. And then I have 2 of these, right? 1 and 2. We have that thing.
Man, we really need to stop finding lights.
Oh, that's right. These things were even better in the dark.
Hence why we need the light.
Yeah. Because they are fast in the dark. As you can tell.
Mm.
Oof.
They have a plus 8.
No, I rolled. Oh, how did that? That's not
Yeah,
right.
you gave him a plus 8. Plus
Doesn't
2,
make
plus
sense.
6.
Why would you do +2 and +6?
I don't know. I'm thinking the plus 2 is good enough, personally.
Yeah, I'm just. No, because the value of their skill. That's what the +2 is. The 6 is all coming off their supernatural mojo.
And they should really stop it.
They should.
They should stop giving supernatural mojo.
And yeah, I think he's going to yell out to take the wizard.
Which one?
Well, they're both going to head for you.
Oh, well, that's not cool.
I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, they are both moving towards you. The first one is, you know what? He is just going to stand back a little bit and try to kind of get you a little bit tied up with some of this this energy that he throws. Yeah, that seems right. So why don't you give me some sort of dodgy roll?
So would that be alertness or athletics?
Athletics. All right, so I'm afraid he has landed a what do we say? You're entangled by eldritch energy, or in eldritch energy. Tangled in eldritch energy. What?
That's not cool.
Sure it is. I mean, it was an aspect. This way, the other guy can actually try to hit you even harder. So go ahead, give me another dodge roll. You are quite. By the way, he is quite clearly the target here. Just FYI, in case anyone's not sure.
Athletics again. Hey, I got a +1.
All right.
Oh,
Well, I have a difference of 3, 5 incoming physical stress.
I will use my air shield tattoo and take 1.
All right. So 1 physical stress. That is both of them. Hey, Jack, these things are moving in the dark faster than you are.
Yeah, that's not fair. I don't want them to do that.
Fair.
All right. So I look at the dark figure, and then I look at Hart, and I look at the dark figure, and I look at Hart. I go, oh, well, that answers one question.
Does it though?
Does it?
My suspicions.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I mean, unless wizards can do that, which I don't know what the laws of magic
Yeah, I
are,
don't know
so
what
I,
you're
I guess
thinking.
maybe they can. All right.
I'll tell you after the fight, or if I
Okay.
figure it out.
Okay. So I go over here. I say, hey, leave him alone. And I'm going to use my glamour to make Gabe blurry.
Okay.
So it's a block.
Yeah.
Doo-doo-doo. Boop. But it is not a very good block.
That is not a very good
He's
block.
more just fuzzy around the edges.
Yeah, you don't roll that. Well, you also only have a +2 in your deceit.
Correct.
For an ability you use a lot, you might think about moving that up soon.
I would very much like to, yes.
All right, Lever.
The pyramid stopped me from doing it this time.
How far away is our cloaked figure?
He's actually probably just inside the doorway. In fact,
Not an issue for me to get to him right now.
you could call for you with the speed. Yeah, call it as a zone.
All right, so yeah, I'll run up and try to hit him or something, knock his hood back, or get a look at what he looks like. So
Okay.
I'll run up and swing at him. He
Like-
seemed like Boria.
Good. You said it like Boria.
Yeah, I punch things.
Oh, that's a lot.
It's a big punch. That is like.
So difference of 6, and what's your weapon rating?
2 fists. I'm not using a weapon, so it's 2.
2. So we're looking at a difference of 8. All right. Well, I can use a thing I have to drop that shield, similar to yours, and only take 3 physical stress.
He is a fine man.
Well, NPCs are always going to have better abilities than
Well, yes,
NPCs.
especially in Dresden.
No, especially when I'm GMing.
Yeah, that's true.
Look, I have to make people that get killed in fairly short order, so I like to make sure they shine while they can.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, Lever, he was not ready for that at all, and is just going to kind of lean back and gesture towards you, and oh, I did forget before we get any further. You did technically have a scene at the other place with the sister, which is technically enough for the mild consequences to go away. So before I forget that, all right. So he is going to hit you with, well, for lack of a better word, we'll just call it a telekinetic strike. Growls out some words in some language you don't know.
Does it happen to be Latin or Sumerian?
Why?
I'm just curious because I'd be like, oh.
You had a question, Dan?
Yeah, I said we figured the weapon damage was 2, but we didn't add in the superhuman strength,
All right.
which is another 2.
Yeah, next time just remind me. So then I think we're looking at a consequence. What would be a moderate physical consequence?
Moderate physical.
Bruise a jaw.
Well, seeing it's moderate, I always go towards that broken nose situation.
Sure, broken nose.
Mm-hmm.
I will give him a broken nose.
So you'll look like a raccoon tomorrow.
We'll put this over here as a reminder that he has a broken nose. That work?
Works for me. And he's hitting me with something or attempting to.
Yes. What other languages do you speak?
Greek.
Me? I just speak the broken English, I suppose is the best way to put it. English and French.
In Sumerian?
It
Broken
sounds
Sumerian.
similar to what he said. His pronunciation and stuff sounds reminiscent of it. You know it's different.
So it's not Sumerian, but it's still super ancient.
It seems very ancient language, yeah. All right, and Dan.
Understandable.
Oh, I guess I need to roll my my discipline to hit you. Why don't you go ahead and give me some dodging here?
Okay, athletics.
Yes, please.
And that's a dodge, so that'll be a +1.
Man, magic does something. Looking at it, it's like that's
Now, you do have this tag on the broken nose if you think that would help you, dodge or make it harder for him to hit you.
Yeah, harder for him to actually focus on me because of the blood and
Alright,
tears.
so tag that. Would you like to re-roll or take the +2?
Let me a second. Ooh, it might be a good idea to re-roll with a
You roll
negative
a
3.
The odds say that you'll do better if you roll.
All right, let's try.
You know, Dave has proved that wrong several times. So
There we go.
all right, so that's going to be a tie. Are you happy with your defense then?
Let's see. Is there anything else I can tag? You know what? I'll raise it by 2 more, and I'll tag. Was it well-appointed fancy office?
Tell me how a well-appointed fancy office makes it harder for him to hit you.
As he starts to do his wording and finger gestures, I will spin behind a bust of some lawyer or some lawkeeper in the past or whatever. Give me some sort of cover.
Okay, yeah, that I can see that. So yeah, you can go ahead and drop a point on that.
There we go.
Now I'm going to figure out what I'm spending 1 on. Dark and creepy could work. He is actually trying to kill you. So I will. Oh, he's actually trying to kill you. Hold on.
uh-oh.
No, you get. I think I get a bonus for that
Because he's actually trying to kill me.
because Lawbreaker actually has a thing tied to it.
Hey, what's a cavalry saber's weapon rank?
It's whatever it says for sword. Anybody remember what it says for sword?
Well, I know the cane is a 4, so give me a second. I'll check on
Well, your
weapons.
pain is a 2, and it includes your strength,
Oh.
which gets you to a 4. You weren't giving me that extra 2 twice, were you?
It's a possibility. Let me check. Sorry.
Okay. It's a good thing that you.
What
you
page? What page is weapons on?
Hmm?
What page is weapons on? You know, off the top of your head.
I know the section. It's under the combat section. It will
I'm
be,
looking it up.
Yeah, around 197, between 197 and 200. It'll kind of give some weapon ratings. And here it is, 202. Swords are a weapon 2.
Okay.
So your cane is a weapon 2. Your strength gets it to a total of 4. Did you give me more damage than you should have?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Because I don't use the cane. I was using my fists, and I got the 2. But that's
Weapon 2 was included.
Right.
So, all right. Well, it
So-
means we didn't have that broken nose.
yeah, which means I couldn't play off that.
No,
No, I
but-
could still play off the well appointed, but
Yeah, the well appointed got you the, did you already drop that point?
yeah, it's right here.
Okay. So that gets it to the tie, so I don't technically need to spend extra. Right? So assuming we're agreed I don't need to spend extra, you're going to have 6 stress incoming. Physical. As literally, it seems like he is picking you up and throwing you across the room.
Okie
That's
dokie.
just straight up the weapon damage is 6.
Yep, you see that? I put it at a TK strike.
Yeah, the 6 shots.
That appears to be a rote.
Yeah.
All right. So that's gonna be what 6? What damage physical?
6 physical, yes.
All right. Well, I'll take a mild. You say through me?
Probably kind of bruised, right? And taking a mild is good because you have inhuman recovery. I think.
Yes. All right.
Hmm?
I need to get myself
Costs 2 points.
one.
All
No,
right.
what you want to do is say, hey, can we create a mental version of that power? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Because then it's, I give myself this mild mental consequence, and after the fight is over, it's gone. I recover it. Right? Stuff like that.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to move you back here, back into this zone in which you're in.
Okay.
All right, Gabriel, you are currently entangled in Eldritch energy.
Can I drink 2 potions or drink a potion and can I interact with 2 potions at once?
Maybe.
Well, I'm asking you.
Yeah, that's probably your turn, though.
Okay. I will drink my potion of athletics.
Increasing your dodge.
Yep.
And you're throwing the light to try to get rid of this dark and creepy.
Yes. Because I did spend a point.
You did.
Does the light make him a little bit more visible?
It gets rid of the dark and creepy. He does seem to have some sort of additional aura about him that's still pretty dark. Like it seems almost like these black shadows just swirling about him.
Okay.
Yeah, cloaking his face. He's quite clearly, you know, a decent build. In fact,
But we can tell now with the light that he is a he in build, possibly, right?
well, you probably picked that up from the voice, right?
Yeah. I guess.
He's kind of tall, probably about 6 feet. I think that's. Yeah, probably about 6 feet. All right, so Gabe, I think you're all done.
I am indeed.
I have slowed those guys down at this point by adjusting their initiative. Gus, what would you like to do?
I want to pull out my cell phone, and with the flash on, I'm going to try to take a picture of him. If nothing else,
that surge of power that went through
Oh,
here.
it got through my cell phone too.
Yeah, so you know what? There probably does need to. There's a lot of magical energy floating around in here. After this, at this point, we'll call it ambient magical energy.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a kind of screws me, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a point for that.
I then am going to take aim. I'm going to do the maneuver to take aim against Man in Shadows.
Yep, go for it.
As I move behind a desk.
Of course. Take your aim.
Okay.
Typically looking for a 3.
I know. But, I mean, spending a point...
It's not worth it.
It's not really worth it.
No. All right. So this one here, Jack, since you just got tossed across the room, and you're a little bit bruised, so this one is going to come for you.
All right. Then you meant Lever, not Jax, but gotcha.
Oh,
Oh, right. They're all going slower now.
they are going slower. So this
Jack
one,
will go, right?
no, because this one's right here. I pushed the button as I moved him over. I pushed the button a little too soon. And since you're laying there, he's just going to go ahead and claw at you.
All right.
So why don't you give me some athletics there? And he's going to tag that bruise to make it a 6.
All right. So.
As he kind of pounces.
It's a difference of 1.
Yep. So it's total of 3 stressing coming.
And that's physical.
Yeah, as he's basically kind of leapt on top of you.
How many little
No,
points?
they are
I'll take
trying
it.
straight up to murder you.
Yeah, so is he.
All right.
I've got a job to do. As GM.
He's got a job.
I don't know about that.
Well, you just said that, and then you said as a G.
Mm-hmm. I know I do like to confuse you guys. What would Jack like to do?
Jack would.
Oh, by the way, behind you, Wizard Hart, you hear him chanting, and it looks like the door to his inner office, which we'll call a third zone, seems to have this some sort of barrier of force.
Okay, let us do all the hard work. I see how it is.
Or he's protecting the innocent law students. Right? He may have a compel to do that.
Ah. Okay. Well, the corrupted law next to me, I'm gonna try and like just sort of like get up in its business so it can't get to anyone else.
Okay.
So that would be another kind of block. Think athletics is fair for that?
Can be if that's what you're going for, yeah.
Yep.
You're not like trying to grab him or anything.
No, I'm just trying to put a block on.
It's actually a pretty good block.
That is a good block.
All right, LeVere. I assume you're gonna pick yourself up, dust yourself off.
Yes, and I don't like being clawed at while I'm laying on the ground, so I'm going to, I guess, devote my attention to this thing now, since the other guy didn't like me being nearby.
Okay.
So, there we go.
Yep.
I get up, a little pissed, and I just top of the head or whatever looks like a head down towards the ground.
All right, so that's 4. Is that the first time that guy got hit?
I think so.
I think so.
But yeah, the weapon, of course, is the 2. So
Yep. Hold on. I forgot that I need to put their stress in as their name. All right, so that's a difference of 4. That's going to be 6. So I'm going to need to take a moderate. What moderate would you like to give me?
moderate. Well, this guy, let's. Well, I nailed the back of his top. Well, I mean, these things travel on all fours. Are they on 2s? I can't remember.
No, they walk upright, but they're almost like animal type spirits, so they definitely look animalistic.
I don't know, moderate. Cracked skull. I guess.
Oh, you did say you were kind of driving.
Fractured skull or something like that. I was trying to drive it.
Yeah. Cracked is pretty severe, but that's okay. We'll leave it there. All right. So why is that not working?
Or you can put concussion, I guess.
Concussed?
Yeah.
Dazed. Oh, there it is. That's why. No, concussed works pretty well.
Yeah. If I keep hitting the same spot, maybe eventually it'll get fractured.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right, and this is over the same. It does. Excellent. I finally came up with a good way to track things when it's the same type creature. All right. Good. All right. So LeVere is done. This one that is not concussed, he is going to continue following orders and go for you. So give me your athletics roll. Your minimum athletics roll is a 5 because of the block.
My minimum is a 5?
In other words, if you roll less than a 5, it's going to be a 5. I've missed you. You may enjoy some spin that you guys can use against this guy, the 2 of you. All right. Well, currently, Gabriel, you have that entangled in eldritch energy on you.
Am I rolling athletics?
No, he's gonna do this other thing. I'm gonna type it out, and I'm just gonna leave it there. That's what he does. Now I need to go look at that. All right, it is incidentally your turn.
What did he do?
You're not sure. I know. Takes his action though to do it, so that's unfortunate for me, right?
No,
I've never
I
done
would
this
like
before.
to cast my last rope.
All right. So, while you're casting your root. Oh my gosh, that is terrible.
So I rolled discipline.
Yeah, but hold on. He's trying to actually counterspell. There's a specific way to do this.
Oh man, he rolled a 1.
I know. I need to.
That's funny because I just
I need
my,
to.
my
Yes.
big rote that I just made like 20
Well,
minutes ago.
I've already used that. I don't know how much power you're putting into this, but I knew I can do. So, because he fails the lore roll, he's going to have to use his highest mental stress bubble to try to counterspell you.
Okay.
Which means I just filled his 4 bubble.
Okay.
And I don't think you're pulling as much power as he does, which would be 5, 8. I don't think you're pulling 8. Really?
10 shifts.
Okay,
I'm
well,
taking 4 stress.
that's what I had typed down. Aren't you proud of yourself?
I am proud of myself. So I'm rolling discipline, I believe.
Yeah, what does this do, this rope?
So a spike of iron comes up from the ground and is going to impale him.
Okay.
I hope.
Good. If he's fake, especially.
Actually, yeah, I guess it would do more if it's fake because it is specifically iron.
Alright, and so this is athletics for him to dodge. Holy crap, he dodges.
Can I spend, or is it free,
Yeah.
or do I spend for the ambient magical energy?
You can spend on it. He is going to do the entangled eldritch energy to get himself to a 5, right? That tangles up your spell and slows it down just a little bit. Because I don't need to get hit with a weapon 10.
So
Screw that noise.
I will spend 1 for the ambient magical energy, which will also get me to a 5.
Would get you to a 5, yeah. Well, oh, I had a 4. I thought we were the other way around. Okay, so I'm at a 6.
Then I'll spend 1 for. Actually, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What does offensive power do? Because it's for Earth, right? It says it gives me
Didn't we
+1.
build that into your rote though?
I'm not sure what it does. I just know that I have a +1 to offensive.
You
and
do.
defensive
So
power.
let's take a look, quick look, right? Because everybody's waiting for you to finish your turn. So we'll do this kind of quickly.
Sure.
So typically, you can normally pull 4 shifts of Earth, right?
Mhm.
Your offensive power makes it 5 shifts for a single point of stress, right? And you can take 4, so you get 5 shifts at 1, 2, 3, 4. So technically, it's 8 shifts of stress is the most you can pull. Unless you did you build in a mild mental consequence or mild physical consequence on this?
I did not think I had to, but I
If
will.
it's a 10,
then
then yeah, you
then yes,
absolutely did.
I will take headaches as a mild consequence.
Okay.
Because that'll get me.
Which means every time you cast this, you'll get headaches.
Yeah.
So what we do is go put that in, and then we add this minor consequence headaches. So technically, if you don't have the minor consequence slot available, that's not a route you can use.
I do have it available.
I know. I'm just saying so you understand going forward.
I'm not ever gonna get rid of the headaches aspect. Like I'm never gonna back or delete it, I'm just gonna hit the use button or not because I have headaches all the time. I feel.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, because I'm always getting hit by something that's giving me headaches, or I'm doing something. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna use the use.
Dave
box.
approved. I could tell the way he was laughing.
There's no reason.
Yeah.
To shut up it.
All right. So you were spending the one you said on what?
The ambient magical energy.
That got you to a 5.
And then I'll spend one for the summer training geomancer. Get me
Okay.
to 7.
It gets you a 7. I don't like to do bidding wars. You're giving me 11 shifts of physical.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I take your 11. I take off another use of my thing and take 6.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a severe.
Lacerated tendon.
Or lacerated Achilles heel, maybe.
Sure. I hit him in the leg.
Yeah. Well, it's a spike of iron, you said, that you just basically conjured.
Yeah.
All right, so the Dark Man, he screams out in agonizing pain. You're fairly certain you have earned his enmity. All right. I guess he was here to kill you, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Gus?
That's a shooting.
Go for it, Gus.
Shoot him in the face.
No, he wants to shoot him in the leg.
Shoot
Shoot him in the leg, Riggs. Right. Although, actually, any shoot that you're doing, you can possibly take the tag that he has.
Right. He's
Yep.
so focused on his leg that he doesn't see the bullet coming out of his face.
Okay. So I'm going to go on and tag that I'm a hero in training.
All right, that gets you to a 5.
And I'm also going to tag by the authority of the Crescent and the Star, because even though I'm not technically a police officer right now, he's in my territory and my aunt's territory. And she commissioned me to find out what's happening. So,
Did.
You don't know where the thing is to
so that's a 7.
So that's a 7 to my.
And it's a weapon 2.
So it would be 5 incoming.
Oh, no, excuse me, weapon 3. It's a weapon 3.
6 incoming.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll take a moderate. I forgot that once guys start taking consequences, it tends to go down pretty fast.
Yeah.
So what's the moderate? He's going to have to increase his physical before the next thing.
Shoulder wound.
Okay. So you clip him in the shoulder.
Yep.
Again, screams out in pain. And you guys have not used those yet either.
No, there's a reason for that.
I know what the reason is for that. All right.
Oh, and then I'm going to say, Lavere, tackle him.
Yeah, I figured you were going to do that because this one here is now going to try to grab Lavere.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is trying to reach out and grab you, Lavere. Why don't you give me a might roll?
Oh, a might, not an athletics.
Correct. He's trying to grapple you.
Well, let me check. Okay. Let's try that again then, since I clicked the wrong thing.
All right. So you can have, since it's an opposed roll, you can have the grappled aspect.
Doesn't what the defender doesn't win?
Thought for an ass. No. It does. So, for example, if I am shooting at you and I hit your defense, right, or if I'm punching you and I hit you, I inflict stress if I hit the number exactly.
Okay.
You might be thinking torque.
Right. Yeah, because it's not actually damage. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Jack. You guys
Okay.
have seriously learned how to fight since last night, apparently.
What? I learned how to fight?
Yeah, well, I mean, this one compared to the Fomor going very differently.
Okay.
I don't know why.
What do you mean?
You guys are doing really well. I'll be honest. I was like, there's a chance that one of them is going to be conceding to avoid getting taken out.
This fight.
Yeah, and so far, it's the scales are tipping the other way.
Well, yeah. Once you start taking consequences and we just pile everything on.
Yeah, they do.
It
All right.
does get easier.
So what you gonna do? What's Jack gonna do?
Well, it looks like Lavera is grappled.
Yes.
So, can I go over there and try to like undo that?
Sure. Tell me how.
I'm just gonna pull him off.
All right. So give me a might roll.
No, he's
Might
got a.
roll.
He should have a concussion or concussed aspect on him.
Okay.
You can also just try hit. Don't you have a weapon?
Me?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Oh, okay. Then I was about to say. Then there's probably no point in hitting him in the head.
Well, you also heard what Gus said, but to tackle the dark guy. But
Yeah, well, if I could break Lavera out, he can go tackle the dark guy.
That's what
Gotcha.
he's trying to do to make it easier for Lavere to take out the Dark Man.
Yeah.
okay.
I'm not very good at tackling people, as you might have noticed from my might roll there.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
afraid that that grapple is still there.
Yeah.
All right, Lavere,
Yeah.
what
And
you wanna
that
do?
tag is not going to be enough to do it. So
Basically, this is an aspect. You can still charge across the room, dragging this guy behind you.
How
Just
about if I
what they're doing?
use him as a shield between me and his boss and slam him into him?
You know what? Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to give you a fate point for a little payback. Because I think right now, since this guy has grappled you and he's getting in your way, I've just put that point into your deck. I think this is a great time for you to just break this guy's back. So I'm going to give you a fate point, a compel, to pay this guy back for what he's done to you.
Okay.
You can buy it off if you wish.
Well, no, I want to break his back, but can I use the Dark Man to break his back?
No, I'm afraid that's not how this compels work.
Pick him up, run him, and slam him into the Dark Guy?
I mean, it sounds cinematic, and maybe it'll do something. Who knows?
No, I'm grappled. I'm going to go ahead and...
Compel is attack here instead of attack here.
Yeah, I'm going to try to finish this thing off.
That's correct. I am trying to keep my guy alive. So
I'm going to come up and try to bring an elbow down right on top of the spot that I've already hit before.
He is concussed. Go for it.
No addition to this.
Yep, and I am trying to dodge. I'm gonna use my grappled on you. So that got me to a tie. Oh, technically I have speed, so I am actually at a 5.
And you didn't use the aspect of him being concussed, right?
I did. I added it directly into the die roll, which is actually not a great idea now that I think about it. I shouldn't have done it that way.
Right, because you could have rolled
I could have rolled really badly. That's okay. So he's a 5 to your 4 because I didn't add the 1 for his speed. Now you haven't tagged the concussed.
So yeah, I'm going to tag that now.
All right. So that gets you to a
6.
6. So that's 1 ahead, and you said you're a weapon 4.
No, weapon 2 with my fists.
Oh, you're punching, not hitting with a cane.
Yeah,
All
because
right.
my weapon is still listed as average, so...
Excellent. So that's going to fill my 3 stress bubble, and I live. All right. This guy is, I guess he's just going to throw some of that energy at you, Wizard Kashali.
unfortunate.
Yep. So you can go ahead and try to dodge out the way. Yep. So you have spin on him again.
I have 2 spin on him, actually.
Technically, it has to get used before he goes or goes away. Neither of you used. All
Unfortunate.
right. Well, now he is going to do his best to summon some power
Yep. 'cause he
and
needs to
open the way and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, combat thaumaturgy sucks, doesn't it?
It does, unless you have a way to cheat,
Right.
which he does.
Sure.
Excellent.
Can I spend one for the ambient magical energy?
So that would be a compel. You'd be giving him the point. Now, people can say that his shoulder wound and lacerated Achilles heel are going to make that, more difficult. So I'll let you guys tag those.
Go on and tag those.
Yeah, give me the equivalent of, -4 to that.
-4. That works.
Now, it means I'm going to have to find some points here, or you're going to learn a couple of things. So first, I think you're going to learn that he is...
Oh, aspects?
Yeah.
Wait, why are we learning the aspects?
Because I have to name them when I put points on them.
Okay, since Michael John mentioned it, I'm going to go on and do it. I'm going to compel him with the ambient magical energies that this is going to backlash.
Oh.
All right, so you're going to go ahead and put a point down there.
Well, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, you did.
You don't really deal with that.
He'll buy. I'll buy that off.
Okay.
Why did I teach them how to play?
Ever since learning how to play with fate points, I've really enjoyed.
Yes, that's it. It's once you know how to play the game, it can be pretty fun. All right, so I'm putting some things into his whoops. So we know he's going to have this aspect that I'm targeting, and then I got to spend 2 now, and this. So I am spending 2. First, he is a dark wizard, right? So obviously, using magic to escape is totally within his milieu. And second, he is, as I said here, well learned in a specific area of study, and it happens to be this one. I'm going to spend 2. Just cost me 3 fate points for him to basically try to escape into the Never Never.
Can I put a point for Hidden Masters? There's something that does not want him to leave.
So that's a guess. You can try it, and if it's appropriate, it'll work.
Well,
If
you could use the well-appointed fancy office, and in his process of casting the spell, he trips over
You
something.
get the point back, you might actually learn something.
I'll spend a point then.
Okay. I'm going to give you the point back.
Okay.
Actually, there's another one I was going to do, but
And it may be that he's the hidden master is kind of the idea you might be getting.
and I'm going to do one more. This is a well-appointed office of a law professor wizard. I'm pretty sure there's something that's warding this.
All right, there is now, especially because he put up that wall of force.
Yeah, that was back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, residual.
I will buy that off. It does make it so that it's going to be very hard for me to do anything after this. This guy
Yes.
just basically just pulled out all the stops to try to get away.
Yeah. And that was kind of one of the reasons I kept spending stuff.
Yeah. Is there anything else anyone is doing?
Is there anything else I can do?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Can you counterspell it?
Get harder.
Well, counterspell is basically a block you start on your turn.
Right. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
I don't think I can invoke any of my aspects to scare him off.
Correct. It has to be aspects in the place, etc., etc. That was a very good use of well-appointed fancy office. That came back to bite me in the ass. The ambient magical energy was always going to be half and half, right? Because I was figuring he would also tap into that when he was shooting Gabe.
So I have a question. We seem to be having a party here. Some might say. And he's trying to leave. I would say let the good times roll. He's having fun. We're all having fun. Don't be a party pooper.
So giving him a point.
What about trying the aspect of the innocent law students scared bumps into him and
Well,
No. They're in that other back room.
they're all in there now? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then we can't
All right,
even tag
so
it.
you can go ahead and throw that up.
Or let the good time. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
It is his specifically. All right. So he gets the gate open. He's not able to dive back through it.
But it is open.
That seems appropriate.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I would like to actually go to my turn. Right
Is
after this.
it your turn?
Yeah, right after his. So
Yep.
we just spend his turn to open the thing and we just bond everything else.
All right. So what are you gonna do?
I have a sword. I'd like to come up to him and stab him in the gut. So,
All right. Before you roll,
okay.
he is, I think, ready to concede. Right?
Sure.
So basically, when he concedes, he gets to decide how he's taken out instead of you.
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah. I can't stop him from conceding.
Correct.
That's what he's gonna do.
And he also has a couple of.
Do we get anything for our villain conceding? Because I know that we get stuff if we concede.
You get satisfaction. He gets more fate points.
Alright.
Which I suppose I could track it on the character sheet. But just so you all see how many you've given him. So you basically kind of go to stab. He tries to kind of roll out of the way. I think you probably clock him in the back of the head, and he stops moving.
Okay.
As he does, it's almost like some of the darkness clears a little bit around the Loire.
Okay.
They look like they actually look like they're ready to flee. Gus, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna go.
Okay, he is still there.
He is unconscious.
Okay.
Don't kill him. That's bad. Don't shoot him. We need him.
I'm not going to, but I'm going to pull him away from that rift he opened into the Never Never.
Okay. Which obviously he must have put some shifts into it because it has stayed open.
Yeah, I'm pulling him away so that nothing comes through and grabs him.
Okay. So probably some sort of might roll, right?
Yeah, if you want me to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not one of my best things, but
This is basically going to be a block,
okay.
right?
I'm waiting for it to come through. So mediocre, which is not a great block, but it's not really worth spending the points on.
It's not
mediocre
on
up.
the mediocre. All right. Well, well. What do we do now? Hey, it's no. We normally take a break at 9. We're at the top of the round. Why don't we take our 5-minute break so Rod can figure out what to do now?
All right, so ladies and gentlemen,
Nope,
don't go
sounds
too
good.
far.
Yeah, he needs a minute.
We'll be back in about 5 minutes so Rod can figure out what to do next. Or let the rest of us get drinks and use bathroom breaks. So
Yeah,
we'll see
yeah.
you shortly. Don't go far. right, we're back, and some of us are not wanting to tease the rest of us by eating ice cream on camera, so a few of the cameras are turned off.
I'll have it. I'll be done in a minute. I'm eating it as fast as I can.
Don't do
All right.
that, you'll get a brain freeze, and we don't need to deal with a brain freeze.
No, I'll bitch about that. So stepping through the barrier at this point, who has been kind of holding back his wizard heart, and he looks and he has this kind of almost sad, pained look on his face. I am forced to. I am forced to interfere. And he is going to roll.
Two for no reason.
2 for no reason, which is should be enough. Creates this wave of force. You know, this is scary as it's almost identical to what picked LeVar up and threw him. This hits the dark wizard, throws him back into the portal, and he closes it. Wizard Heart seems to do that.
Now, why the fuck did you do that?
Well, we still have these things. So,
Yeah, but they don't talk. He could have.
I think this one's going to run away unless you guys are going to try to stop him.
Which one?
The first of the wall, the one that you've been.
Oh no!
roughing up.
No! I'm not letting him leave.
Well, he's still going to run.
I'm gonna hit him on the head again. I guess I'll have to catch up to him then.
Yeah. Look, if you say you're chasing that one down and finishing him off, that's fine. I think this one might get away instead because they're not running together. They're going to scatter.
Yeah, I'll go after the one that grappled me and stopped me from doing it.
I'll hand wave that you can absolutely get him.
I don't want to kill it. I want to knock it out if I can.
Sure. You roughed him up pretty well.
All right. I'll drag his unconscious body back and drop it in front of Gabe. Here you go. See what you can find out.
Now, Wizard Heart is kind of looking at all of you, and he goes, you know, he actually, I guess I need to turn my camera on even though I'm eating ice cream. Because, you know, arcade. He goes, now, I'm not looking to fight with you. I don't think any of us need that. But I had to do what I did.
Explain yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
The first. Here, turns to the two students. Here, drink this, and drink these, and he gives them each a potion.
No.
They need to.
No.
You don't even know what I'm giving them.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying no. What are you giving them?
Here, and he holds it out to you.
It's a memory potion, I'm sure.
Laurel?
Robert, you're muted.
Nope, I got -3.
Fine. He goes, it is not breaking the law of magic to heighten the effects of drugs or alcohol and what they do to memory. It will help them to make sense of what they've seen, as they'll just remember a night of college binge drinking.
So he gave them like super alcohol.
Yeah, sure, you can call it that.
Here, have this.
Have this thing, it's 400 proof.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Because if you're making alcohol magically, may as well make what doesn't exist.
Here, have this bottle of Everclear. You're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy it for the rest of your life.
You're gonna have strange memories and the hangover of a lifetime. Robert?
Rod, while they're doing that, Gus is putting on his gloves, and I'm making a declaration. You know, there was that iron spike that came up that probably captured some clothes, and there was definitely some blood, so there's some trace evidence around. And I'm picking it up.
So, there are a couple of problems. Your spike, actually, it's earth magic, so you're pulling it up literally out of the ground.
Yes.
Okay. I have to give you back your point, though. Because I can't buy one off right now. I have to actually give you this point back.
Okay.
Because for reasons you suspect there should be, but for some reason there's not.
Okay.
It can bother you. That should
Okay.
probably bother you.
Yes.
So now, let's deal with them. And Wizard Kashali, I owe you an explanation.
Yes, you do.
Would you like to come in and sit down?
No, I'm fine where I am.
Give me a minute. I have to think of what I can say.
Well, what couldn't you say? And why can't you say it?
Well, I can say more now that I have helped that warlock.
Yes.
See, I believe you understand, some of you here more than others, understand the ideas of being indebted to someone or something. Sometimes being indebted means you are forbidden from acting. However, if you owe a debt to someone and you save their life, that can erase the debt or reverse it. Clearly, I just saved that one's life.
He would have been tried, and he would have been executed, and the debt would have been gone.
Not always.
I'm afraid your detective friend is correct in this case. And tell me, what do you know about mantles?
Mantles?
It's where you put stuff above the fireplace, right?
No. Like a mantle bestowed upon someone? Or
Like a mantle of power.
right.
A
That's
mantle
what
of power.
No.
Some mantles are different. Some are shared. That warlock, holds a mantle. He's a powerful one. That I cannot tell you. Because that is not a debt I owe to that one. But, and he's thinking, almost like a Fey would, right? What's the best way to phrase this? He holds a mantle that is the Yang, that of the Mercurial brother. And he's kind of giving you a knowing smile, like he expects you to pick up on the code he's talking about.
Wait, a what now?
He said his mantle is the Yang, the Mercurial brother.
Right.
The yang that is opposite the yin? That.
Yeah, now, if you want, you can go ahead and roll lore, or you can wait a little bit.
I'll roll lower and then wait probably.
Okay. The mantle he holds is, well, to put it better, to phrase it better, half a mantle. Now, some mantles are inheritable under the right conditions.
Sure.
You understand? So, for example, no, I cannot tell you that. Let's speak in terms of the law, shall we?
Sure.
After all, I studied the law for many years. And the law, as well as the accords themselves, make it quite clear that if I were to, as an example, and not that I would ever do this, but if I were to betray one that I owned a debt of blood and kinship to, that one could rightly claim that which is mine and take it from me. Similar example, if I were killed unjustly by any of the accorded nations, my next of kin would inherit that which is mine. if someone were to hold a mantle, say, part of a mantle which is tied to another, there are very few ways by which he could gain the second one, the one he does not possess. But he may have been trying to do so for a long time. Yeah, you rolled the mark.
Are you telling us you're the yin?
He looks at you like, not in the eyes, because, he's a wizard, but clear on the nose. I can neither confirm nor deny that statement. And he has a little kind of smart-ass smile on his face. The one I get all the time.
Okay. So I have just one more question. What the heck is this yin yang thing?
Well, I'm sure you've heard of the yin and the yang. It's not only
Heard of it.
a concept that is mostly known to the Western world through Taoism, but it didn't originate there.
Well, you can't have light without dark. You simply cannot.
Correct.
The absence of one creates the other, so without one, you would have neither.
Correct. More than that, the concept itself actually comes from, well, even the ancient Babylonians and the Sumerians had their concept of dualism.
I don't know what that is.
So,
Wizard does.
My wizard probably does. I don't.
Dualism, the idea that there are two forces opposed to each other, right? That are sometimes tied together. A dualism is the yin and the yang.
Right.
Now, you have a 5 lore.
Yeah, I can't bump it up for that points. And I rolled.
You have no points?
I have no points.
You have, oh my gosh, you have no points.
Yep.
Anybody else have, do you have an idea?
I'll try lore.
Do you have an idea what he's saying?
I kind of forgot my what pulled the lore, to be honest. Or is the yin in the yang?
He was talking about, the yin and the yang. You had done it when he said that, he is the yang, the mercurial brother.
Right. I mean,
Actually, Robert,
I rolled a poor lore, but I'm thinking Mercurial Brother is thinking in terms of Hermes. So
you should, but the mercurial brother you shouldn't think in terms of Hermes. You probably have a few family aspects that could apply to this.
yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking of.
I think actually the difficulty for you is probably a little easier than it is technically for the wizard. Now,
Okay.
when he did mention Babylonian, that's probably the language that the warlock was using to cast his spells.
that makes sense because they were kind of close to each other.
And that was the language that Hart used when he did his telekinetic thing, sending the other guy flying.
Okay. That makes sense.
And I'm going on and spending my last 2 fate points.
Last 2.
Yeah. To bring it up to a 3.
Okay. You're not going to try the reroll because you're at a -2 for your roll.
Yeah, but -2 is where it starts getting iffy on that reroll. Well, okay, I'll go on and do the reroll and hold on.
All right.
Since you're suggesting it, I'll go on and do
Well,
it.
I'm just saying in terms of odds,
Yeah.
right?
It's still going to get me
Sounds
to
like
the
you've done it. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Now you're going to take the. So the mercurial brother, and the dualism and everything he's talking about sounds a little bit more like Castor and Pollux, right? Gemini, the twins.
Oh, okay, I was like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know.
And Michael John's like Gemini because we've been watching BSG.
Anyone's gonna talk about zodiacs, I'm gonna be like, yep, that place is gone.
That planet's been gone. So it seems like he's hinting at that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and in fact, when he said the Mercurial brother, he kind of looked at you. Now that
Okay.
I think about it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
with everything I've said, is all of this well understood? What's been going on here?
A clearer picture. But we did have another question.
Of course.
We're looking into why, or we wanted to ask you why you bought the Lalaurie Manor.
I did not.
Your uncle did. Kendrick's.
I know of whom you speak. The man is not my uncle.
Yes.
Please enlighten us.
He was the previous Yin, wasn't he?
No.
Oh, okay.
To the Yang.
Art going, no, but that's you going. That's
He smiles and looks at you, Lavere, when you say that.
What did Lavere say?
The Yang.
The Yang.
Is one or the other.
Well, I'm also thinking they're wizards, so long life. So
It was a good guess, vampire.
So he's not your uncle, he's your brother.
Interesting supposition. Do you have any other questions? Which, of course, I cannot confirm nor deny.
So then maybe you can still answer the question about the purchase of the house.
well, it was Kendrick Hart.
Yeah, but I'm sure Monsieur Hart would have an idea
Well,
as to why it was purchased.
Kendrick Hart, the son of my father, purchased the house, sold it at one point. Probably he's very sneaky, conniving, that one. Probably still maintains ownership of it. Of course, there are certain things one is not permitted to do when blood is involved.
So the council had no problem with you allowing the dark magic to be used here in town?
I have not allowed dark magic to be used here in town, not that I am aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just it.
Yes. You just free the...
Technically,
Directly, indirectly, you just have.
Actually, I look at Gabe and
indirectly
go,
is a matter of
he's a lawyer, Gabe. You'll be here for the next year.
I know.
Yeah, actually, he'll kind of chuckle at that. I'm afraid he's correct. I have broken no laws of magic.
If there is a
And
gunman
you-
and I have a chance to arrest him and I don't, and he goes out and kills someone the very next day, I'm at fault for that.
What you say? If what?
If a gunman,
Mhm.
and if I can arrest a gunman right now,
Yeah.
immediately, and I don't, and I know that he's a gunman, and I know that he's a criminal, and he goes and kills someone the very next day, that is my fault.
Morally, but
Morally, yes.
Yes, but not
Legally,
legally. And legally is really at the crux of the matter when it comes to the laws
if
of
you
magic.
knew that he was a criminal, and you knew that he should be arrested.
Well,
because of
then
acts
if
that
I
you've
were a
done.
warden, it would be my duty to do so.
So
However, as I am
Your
not
duty
a
as a White Council wizard. Dark magic is what we all seek to get.
yes, and if I have evidence of such, I will duly report it to the White Council.
Corruption of Loals.
Insight
the
check.
Are not human, so technically,
So I go out and I find some spirits of whatever, and I turn them into unfathomable.
as long as they're not human spirits. Now, depending on what you do, and you're starting to probably realize that Gus 100% correct.
Oh yeah, of course.
You can probably argue with this guy all night. This is what he's good at.
Yep.
And he's probably argued with wardens.
Yeah, he goes now. I wish, very sincerely, that things had gone differently this evening.
Like he would have beat us and got away on his own without your help?
No. I clearly, I did not want you killed. I did not want you hurt. I just couldn't lift a hand to help you.
Well,
But
you
see,
were protecting
now-
your.
Now, the scales are again balanced. Now, I am free to offer any help that I am willing to give that doesn't compromise any other agreements I may have made with anyone else.
If I didn't already have a mild bruising, I think I would ask for a headache for a mild.
Hey, look, when you talk to lawyers, this is what's going to happen.
And he's a lawyer that trained with the Fae.
Who's watching? Well,
And he's a lawyer that trained with the Fae.
yeah, it seems like it. So, are there questions that you have that I can answer?
I don't know.
The Sacramento, where is it? Warsi? No.
The
The
Sacramento.
vortex.
Yeah,
Sacramento the Vortex.
I will ask him that. About that.
I believe the Warlock has a copy. Don't know how many there are.
But what is it?
As I understand it, and please be aware that this is a dark and evil book. I understand very, very little. I know very little of it.
Just spit it out.
Patience, vampire, patience.
After getting tossed across the room, I got very little of that left.
That's actually a good point, Dan. Why don't you give me that discipline roll for using the speed? You're also using your inhuman strength, weren't you? So,
Yes, I was.
difficulty of 4, right?
Alright.
Thank you for reminding me.
There you go.
All right, you're fine. You can all clear your stress, by the way. Let me save that since I've cleared those things on my end. It's my understanding that Vortex theorized that magical effects could be created by creating a void and allowing the void to be filled by specific conditions.
Okay. I understand that.
And it is, I suspect that this sort of magic is probably tied to entropy in some manner. Tied to the Fomor even. The Fomor use entropy magic. It is why they're able to use use magic in the presence of and sometimes including water. As you know, Gabriel, magic is washed away by water.
Yes, I am well aware.
I know. Maybe they aren't. I say it for their sake. Vortex magic might be able to get around that limitation. I'm afraid that is the limit of what I know. The theories that I've seen are, it kind of gives a little shudder. Not ones that I wish to understand better. Is there something else?
I think that's about enough.
Yeah. I believe I do have good news. I believe the warlock that collectively we have. No, I cannot say that. We have not driven him off. That you defeated, who was sent back into Never Never.
By you.
Will not be returning here for some time.
There is one other question, and you might be able to answer this. Does the warlock serve another? Has he made an agreement with someone else?
I suspect so, but I don't know that it is. I have no evidence. And as someone in my position, with my many years of study, I'm sure you can understand the value I place on evidence.
Yes.
I lack that. Now, I believe all of this originally began with a murder. And I believe that your warlock, whom I believe you have named as Kendrick, that is the name you have given him.
For now.
Is the name that he was given.
Well, he's your brother. You tell us.
We did not invent that name. Is he the one that others have called Kendrick?
I believe it would be fair to say that others have called him Kendrick.
Have you called him Kendrick?
Were they correct when they did so?
Kind of looks between the two of you and just, yes.
Wait, what was your question?
He said, have you called him Kendrick?
Oh, okay. So one of the two is correct. One or both of the two is correct. That's
Yes.
okay. Fair enough.
Was he called Kendrick by his father?
So why would he attack us here?
Actually, a better way to put that, Gabe, would be, was he called Kendrick by your father?
Yes.
Does he call himself Kendrick?
Probably not.
Okay.
Names have power, after all. And as one changes one's identity, one may change one's name to suit.
Yes.
There are tales of this throughout history.
I have learned 3 things about magic. The water thing, names have power, and make phones go poof.
No, nothing would disappear. However, yes, magic does have a deleterious effect on technology.
Okay, maybe more fizz than poof.
Yes.
Or pop or sizzle?
You said, why would the warlock have come here?
Why would Kendrick risk attacking us here?
Probably, no doubt, to keep you from learning what I know. After all, we did discuss how mantles,
But
like anything else, could be inherited under the right conditions.
because of him showing and getting his ass whooped, you saved him, which allowed you to talk about him. If he did not show, you would not be able to talk about him. So in a sense, him showing up helped us out to figure information.
Unless you had the right questions. And if he did not know what your questions are, he may have taken premature preemptive action.
The mantle.
Yes.
Can you provide the name of it?
I don't know that I can. It
Okay.
may be that I can tell you if you were to ever go to Quara, you may have learned about it there.
To where?
Kuara, Kuara. Here, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. And what is Quora?
A city that was destroyed thousands of years ago.
Babylonian city.
I can assure you, I have not been there.
No, in fact, Sumerian city. But Sumerian, Babylonian, there were some similarities.
Can I roll lore?
It was in ancient Mesopotamia.
Can I roll lore since I actually speak?
Sure. No, this would actually probably be
Scholarship.
But it
I was going to ask if we could roll scholarship.
Yeah.
could be another research point.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. So, Gabriel,
Yep, I've done my studying.
there was a set of twin gods named that, Lugal Ira and Meslamtaya, were guardians of doorways in ancient Mesopotamia, supposedly guarding the gates to the underworld.
Okay. But they're both gates to the same underworld.
Yes. Like, this would be the gate, and they'd be on either side, the left and the right. On a superb, you'd probably, as well as some of, I'm assuming that you guys are also, like Robert, as Gus is learning things, he's sharing, right? There's some degree of
Yeah.
crosstalk.
Yes.
I hope so. They're writing
you
this stuff down.
probably, if you bring that up, then Gus would definitely recognize that there would be some, what's the word? It's not synchronization.
With Greece.
What?
Some crossover into Greece.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was called when basically, like, the way the Romans took a lot of the Greek gods and brought them forward. There's
Yeah, I can't think of the word.
I had it 2 minutes ago because I was going to say it, and then I asked about crosstalk. But that would be, that would make you think probably of Castor and Pollux, right? The Gemini. And in fact, both deities, both sets, would be associated with that constellation.
Gotcha.
Now, I thought guarding the doors was Ralph's job.
Nope, different doors.
Different doors. Okay.
We actually have the gatekeeper.
I was actually thinking Cerberus myself,
Yeah.
but
So if you start to say
Right.
that, the wizard will actually give you a pretty stern look, and you should be getting the idea of a stop talking about that from him.
Well, no, it's the.
He hasn't given you that look for anything having to do with what's gone on tonight. But once you start talking White Council business, like
Yeah, it'll be. We have a gatekeeper.
everyone has a gatekeeper.
Of course.
But do you have a keymaster too?
I was waiting for that.
Because we don't open those gates. Don't be ridiculous.
I know that reference.
We didn't even talk about those gates.
I've seen that movie too.
Wizard looks confused. Apparently, they both do. Did you, as the wizard, also look confused?
About what?
He's okay. Yes. Dave's making a reference to the original Ghostbusters movie.
Then yes, I guess so.
I feel like Lavera feels like Captain America when they made the Wizard of Oz reference in the first
Got that
Avengers.
reference. The flying monkeys. Yeah.
I don't know what else we can ask you that you would actually tell us.
Up here.
What about Laura? Do you know anything about Laura? Or the previous owners of the place your brother purchased?
Unfortunately, I have not spent much time looking into that. I am free to do so now. I will see what information I can find and get for you.
I'll look at Gabe. Do you trust that to be true?
I have no reason to distrust it.
Excuse me?
Okay. I only know of one wizard that I trust at this moment.
Would it be a logical assumption that you suppose that one could easily mistake this warlock for me.
Yes.
Yes.
This being the case,
Well, you guys are twins.
this being the case, if he, if I was mistaken for him, it would make sense that people might try to move against me, which would no doubt serve his purposes.
I think in someone in your particular circumstance might want, I don't know, less. What's the phrase I'm looking for? Is some sort of reassurance or help from the actual council itself. If this guy can pretend to be you, then when he casts dark magic looking like you, then you'd be the one to blame.
It's not simply that he looks like him because of magic. They're twins.
May I? I'm saying if he uses dark magic.
Oh, no, you don't understand. I have no worry about that. Dark magic, black magic stains your soul. So long as I am not the one practicing black magic, it
So
will not
you're
stain
not
my
worried about somebody confusing the two of you, I guess.
The White Council won't.
Yeah. Let's see.
That there is no worry about that.
I mean, I just found out there was a White Council a week
Gabriel
ago,
here
so.
could turn his sight upon me, and within a few moments confirm whether or not I had used black magic, whether I was a lawbreaker. I have no fear on that. That's
Wait, you can do that?
Yes.
You can just check him out?
and the wardens consider that evidence.
Yeah, it is evidence because it's something that's
You can't get rid of it.
you can't.
Hey, I gazed on the guy, and I saw black magic in his soul.
Okay.
Why has this not come up before?
What do you mean? Black?
I mean, this is less than a week ago that I even knew there was a council.
Oh, there isn't one.
Like, what you're telling me is there's a way that you can check him out just like right now, and it is like magically foolproof, guaranteed.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I've done the same to you. I've done the same to Baptiste. I'm not sure I've looked at Gus.
I don't think you have looked
I
at
don't
Gus.
think I need to.
Probably not. He seems
I
pretty-
don't know. I did party with Gus the other night. You might want to.
Just a little bit of corruption there.
Nothing that's
No.
Law breaking.
no law breaking.
Well, I mean, there might
So
have
are
been
you
some
opening your
physics
sight?
involved.
You're not.
No.
Oh,
I have
okay.
0 fate points left.
Do you want to tell them you looked?
Well, this would be a soul gaze, not a third eye, right?
No, I'm not.
I'm,
No
no,
third
I'm talking
eye.
about him opening his third eye.
I don't
I
think
thought-
he wants
I
to
thought-
soul gaze.
Well,
I thought soul gazing was how the wardens check for black magic.
Both could work.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
There is one example in the book of a wizard using a soul gaze to do it instead of
The sight.
sight, but I could see it being either.
Wizard Heart, thank you so much for your time.
Well, we've not yet talked about what originally brought you here in the first place.
No, you did the Lalaurie Mansion.
Oh, I thought it was trying to help your friend who had been murdered.
Well, she's not murdered, and she's not really a friend.
Fair enough.
And it's all, I think, kind of.
He has, however, I believe, again, no evidence, been suborned by the Scavis.
What do you mean?
You mean Landry?
Anya Scavis.
Okay,
Scavis,
now-
the White Court vampire.
Yeah.
This one here who
Yeah.
tried to get you killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we kind
Um,
of garnered that.
She has. Anya Scavis has a theory that I used black magic somehow to cause the hurricane, which so decimated our city.
Well, you're rather big.
So wait, but you're saying
Debatable.
Anya Scavis is the one who has her hooks in Landry's mind.
Oh, the white court vampires do that all the time. Did your vampire friend here not tell you of that ability that he has?
I
Well, why don't you just
know
educate
he
us all, my friend?
touch people and they make them feel things, but
No. It was dark magic that.
this is a little different.
Unless
Then
you're saying Anya.
It is possible that one she controls then is targeted Allegra. I'm not sure. But I do know that for a very long time, Anya Scavis has had a, for lack of a better phrase, long-term plan for control of the city. My power would help with that. I believe that she has been seeking knowledge of me in order to bend me to her cause. And I believe she set Allegra Landry as her lapdog to find out what she could about me.
There's kind of an issue with that because I think she used your brother to try to kill us the other night.
It is possible that they are in league
So
together.
then, wouldn't she know that he's the one that did it, not you?
Possibly not.
Which means then she might be instead trying to frame me?
So we go back to what I said a minute ago
Which was?
about you being accused of what he does.
That would cause me to lose a great deal of standing in the community here in the city.
Which doesn't really do a whole lot outside of the city, which is not.
But it
No.
does change
But my
lines
influence
in the city.
is limited to this city.
Why?
Weaken him, get the White Council out. That's less restriction on what she plans.
Why are you limited to New Orleans?
What your friend here is saying makes sense, and you can tell he's just totally dodged that question.
Dodges and he can't answer, or dodges and he doesn't want to?
Dodges
Yeah.
and he doesn't want to.
Of those.
Why is Kendrick stuck to New Orleans?
No.
Is the mantle stuck to New Orleans?
I'll assume that's yes, which means there are two portals to hell or the underworld or whatever you want to call it in New Orleans. That means that you may be protected on.
Are you surmising that there are multiple portals to the underworld here in New Orleans?
I know, right? Crazy theory.
That is a theory that would bear some research.
I'm sure you would have to research it.
Well, that is outside my field of specialty.
So I said no.
Academically speaking.
But practically speaking, is it something that you know anyway?
Well, practically speaking, I know an awful lot.
Does it include this?
You should have considered a career in law. So,
I've gotten much better at cross-examination over the last week or so.
right? Well,
If you've met Faye, you know what I'm talking about.
He's going to be executed.
yes,
And
I do.
you have no issues with that.
I have emotional issues with that. I have no legal issues.
Oh, yes.
I have no. Technically, I would have accorded standing. But that is not something that we necessarily need to worry about.
Would it be better? Well, of course it's a good thing. Well,
Would it be better what?
would New Orleans be better off?
If
The warlock was tried and executed.
every city in the world would be better off if every warlock was tried and executed.
Excellent.
That plus the garden would be healing, right?
I don't know what the wardens would do if they realized that I may have unfortunately kept this warlock from their grasp.
Neither do I.
We could always ask
Or
him.
they'll come up with a suitable explanation.
I'm not the law professor.
That's me laughing. I understand.
You can come
Wizard
up.
Kashali, as I have been a member of the White Council longer than you, would you like me to go ahead and report this incidence of black magic to the council on your behalf?
Out of character. Would that be a good or a bad thing?
I don't know. Want it now.
Well, out of character, would you trust him to actually report it on your behalf?
Yes.
Now, you can tell from what he said, if he reports it, it's going to sound like you probably did a good job, a good thing, and he's blameless.
Yeah.
So he'll paint it in a picture. He'll paint both of you in a very nice picture.
That's fine. I'm all for keeping secrets in New Orleans. You know.
That sounds like an aspect, by the way.
Sounds like a favor for later.
It could be. Depends on who's doing whom the favor.
Well, I'm not gonna be. Yeah, he helped the warlock get away. Go get him, boys. Because that's ultimately what the wardens would probably do. Yeah.
There'd be an issue.
There would be
Now,
a
he's a
huge
lawyer. He could probably weasel his way out of it,
But he would.
but it would cause issues with the council as a whole.
Right.
And cost you, probably earn you an enemy in the city.
Plus, we also know.
Not one who can use black magic, but certainly one who could get in your way in future whatever is going on.
And we also know the Skavis wants him out of the way, so we're going to do their dirty work for them.
There is that too.
What?
There is that
Skavis
too.
wants him out of the way. Are we going to do her dirty work for her?
Right?
What?
If you report everything as it happened, Dan is saying that might that might give Anya Skavis what she wants.
And we don't want that. Because whatever she wants is what we don't want. Because
Don't you love
And-
the white court of vampires?
I do.
Oh, what twisted webs we weave.
So now, if you look a little deeper, she's behind Landry. Landry's behind getting us involved. That means technically she was behind getting us involved.
Is that an in or out of character supposition?
That is an out of character supposition.
And a good one.
Levere would not connect those dots at this point in time.
Fair enough. All right.
So I don't see that we have anything else to ask at this time that I know of. But then again, like I said, I'm new to all this. I didn't know there was a council till a week ago.
Well,
Or a court.
it's
Or anything else for that matter.
I would like to be in a position to educate you, Vampire, but unfortunately,
That's okay. I'm learning. There's somebody helping. Don't worry about it.
I'm sure there is. I did tell you I would research. You said Laura
Lalaurie.
Valerie.
Laura, but I don't know for certain if she went by the name of Lalaurie, because the only Lalaurie that comes up, of course, is the what is it?
Madame Delphine. Lalaurie.
Delphine.
When everyone says Madame Lalaurie, there is only the one. However, I have resources. I will see what I can find for you.
yeah, I'm all for letting.
Gabe trusts you, so I guess I trust you too.
Thank you.
That's surprising.
What?
That the vampire's like. I
He's
trust
an
his
ignorant
judgment.
outcast. It's okay for him to trust people.
That's true. He trusts my judgment. I would never trust his judgment. He's a demon. No.
No, he's not a demon. He has a demon.
There's a difference.
You make it sound like an STD.
There's just no
Well,
cure.
he is a white court vampire.
Mm.
But fortunately, their inhuman recovery is good for those too.
Oh my god. Make more sense.
All right. Any other? I mean, besides all the other loose ends, anything else on this case that you guys have to do? Because I think at this point you've gotten to the bottom of who did it, why, right? What was the motivation? What actually happened? That sort of thing.
Did we figure out why?
Well,
We have an idea that most of this is to try to get, the council's influence out of the way.
yeah, that she was basically trying to either suborn the wizard or frame him so that he would lose influence in the city or leave, or it seems
Oh, you mean
some sort of twisted, convoluted white court power play.
okay? You mean from Scavis, from Ani Scavis, not
Yes.
like the whole plot overall.
It seems like a lot of this is Skavis is doing for
Yeah.
power.
Because I was just gonna say, like, the whole Hurricane Katrina thing, like, I don't think we know the why of that yet.
No,
We also-
but that was outside the scope of the case.
Well, yes and no, except that Persephone wants to know
yeah,
because
Well,
it created
she-
the dark magic blotch on her garden.
And
And well, technically, we
Scope of the
know
case
we
is
kind
bigger.
of know the answer to that now. Kendrick cast a spell that at Lalaurie Mansion that caused the hurricane.
Well, we know
exactly?
that Lalaurie Mansion is the
Yes.
center of the vortex.
I mean, we could always go back and talk to Madame Lalaurie.
Oh yes.
that sounds like a great idea from my perspective.
I mean, just go back and say great grandmama.
That's actually what came to mind. I said, "Hey, Grandmama, can we talk?" Didn't say it'd go over well. I just said that was an idea that came up.
Yeah.
We don't exactly know. So Anya wants the White Council out of the city.
For her to have more power.
She
Well,
can
she
have
told you
more
she had a
power.
quote, long-term plan for city control.
Right. So we don't know like the full long-term plan or specifically what the White Council doing in the city was blocking her from being able to do.
Well, we also know that her long-term plans had gotten disrupted by the hurricane.
So she is working with the person who disrupted her plans,
Maybe.
but she probably doesn't know that that's who created the hurricane.
Yeah.
I think we established earlier. So
But wouldn't it be fun to tell her?
except that would involve talking to her, and that's just
Yeah, I don't
that
mind.
doesn't sound like fun.
Unless there's any more questions for Lindsay, I suppose we could hit the road.
Yes, you. It is understandable. I have some cleaning to do. His
Yes.
office is kind of wrecked. It is no longer a well-appointed fancy office.
Well, all you had to blame is your brother.
Can't you just like
Mary,
wizard it next?
Can't you just like Mary popping that shit up?
I don't think they work like Samantha Stevens.
No tinkle in the nose, nothing like that.
Wizard Stevens is, but
Just like animate some brooms or something.
Bewitched. It's a TV show. You probably haven't seen it.
no. Animate broomsticks. Why would one do that? One has to be very careful if you animate objects. Things can get out of control quickly.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
tend to get water everywhere.
Yeah, that mouse had issues with it.
No, that would not be a problem. Getting water would actually cause the magic to stop.
So, well, thank you again for all of your help.
Yes, I do regret some of what happened, but I'm glad that we're not parting as enemies. And there's even a basis, perhaps, for us to consult or work together in the future.
If we had killed,
Yes.
we have been.
Enemies?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe?
But they still blood.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
Gabe, do you got any siblings?
Yes.
What would you do if one of them was killed?
Depends on why they were killed.
Does it really depend on why they was killed?
Yes. Actually, it does.
Well,
I don't have.
if you'll excuse me, I have some cleanup.
Thank you again.
Pleasure. I will have your report in tomorrow, Wizard Kashalan. Where are you going now? Oh, get more water. He's got to go to the bathroom like 3 times during the session because he's drinking so much water. He's like, oh, I'm out of water. I better get more. Now, I know, technically, you're supposed to drink a lot of water, so I shouldn't be patting him on the
Yeah,
back.
but don't drink too much because you can literally, your body will actually drown from it.
Well, sure, I'm not worried that he's having that much.
That takes an awful lot.
I know.
Yeah.
Several
Yeah.
gallons, but you can still can.
The amount that they say you need, I think it's like 8 cups or something. That's actually total water, not like you need to drink that much water as water.
Yeah. And it's also based on no science.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a suggestion made by a nutritionist, God, I want to say back in the 60s, but they had no scientific evidence for it. And the scientific evidence for the last 10 years has said it's a nice average, but it really depends on your body mass.
Okay, so drink water when you feel thirsty.
Yeah.
That's the guiding wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, the military took it to heart and made you drink at least 3 glasses of water per meal.
He loves to. But anyway,
Wow.
so is there anything else now? Is there any kind of denouement that we have?
Well, I mean, there's a trip to Persephone to talk to her about some of this.
Okay.
And maybe to Honest Gavis, because I would just love to tell her that, the guy that was up on the roof, was the person that did this.
Okay. So.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you again.
You gotta stop that.
Yeah, that last one hurt a little bit.
Wow.
I mean, do it one more time. We'll have
The
to
allergies.
stake you up as a witch.
Hmm?
Sneeze 3 times in a row, you're a witch.
Excuse me. I'm a wizard, sir.
What if you're just like a machine gun sneezer?
I mean, I've done it.
I'm not. No, I'm not like one of those that's just going to do it a million times. I'll usually get 2, although I feel a third building.
Yeah. So when I say machine gun sneezer, I'm talking about like rapidly a bunch of times though. Like it's like choo 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 choo.
Yep, I've seen that happen to people.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are you telling Persephone?
You had asked me to look into why your garden went dark. There is a source of black magic at the Lalaurie mansion that was used to draw energy from the Never Never into the material world to create Hurricane Katrina.
And you're saying that 2 years later, that magic infected my garden?
It looks to be that way because the vortex is still there. And we believe that it was created by a warlock that used to go by the name Kendrick Hart.
Kendrick Hart.
Yes.
Not Lindsay Hart.
No.
Is the wizard Hart guiltless in this?
He did not know what Kendrick Hart was up to.
So there is no vengeance to be had there.
No.
Well, I'll just point out real quick. I would have mentioned this on the way out. That, like, a lot of this is assuming that Lindsay Hart was telling the truth,
Yeah.
Yep, that's true.
and of course we could have checked, apparently very easily, but I guess
He didn't have the coin. Or
Gabe
fake coin.
doesn't like looking at people, so we don't know.
You guys didn't try to compel him to do it.
Yeah. I couldn't.
Maybe I should have. I don't know.
I mean, we're past that point, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you totally could have compelled him to do it.
Oh, was there an aspect that would have been good?
He had his ever-present third eye. You know, here's a coin. Don't you think you want to open your ever-present third eye?
Oh, it's ever present too? Oh no. Oh, that totally would have worked.
Yes. And he couldn't have bought it off. He would have had to try with just
Darn
the one, and he would have been worried about it.
Because we have no means to. We don't have to give you the asshole token.
Correct. Correct. You don't.
Yeah. Of course, you
And
could
notice,
also have,
I didn't take an extra one when you guys kind of compelled me down to be, you know, nothing I can do about it. Instead, I had to bring in the wizard and basically tell you everything that he had that he wasn't going to tell you.
Yeah.
There was a price for it either way, right? The price is either he's captured and the story goes in one direction, or you learn all this stuff and the story goes in another direction.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you guys got me to that fork in the road, and that I was like, okay, what's more interesting? That's why I needed time to think. Not a what do I do? I'd already written it all down. What's more interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Bad guy, and ultimately I settled for the villain at large. Right? Ultimately having a boogeyman at large is just a little bit more interesting, I think, than we caught this guy, he's a bad guy, we don't understand everything, and we're not sure why he's bad or what's going on. Having an understanding of what he's done, how evil he is, and knowing he's at large, yeah, that's much more interesting, I think. It took me about 5-6 minutes to arrive there. And once I did, it was like, oh, yep, this is what happens. There's no real choice. So, Dan is waving and saying hello, Cassie. Cassie, we're in the middle of a game. What's up?
I know. I texted her. I was like, hey, can you give me a snack? I don't
Okay,
like
so
Japanese
give her
food."
the snack and go away.
Oh, by the way, those juicy peaches really were amazing.
Oh, did you get those?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, I'm biting. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's dripping
Yeah.
all over. I've never had it like that before.
It was amazing.
Yeah. So she was just trying to bring him a cutie, though, like the little
The oranges.
orange.
those are also good.
They are.
So
I got
you've
peaches
told
too, but they were
Persephone
not
all of
juicy.
the information we've gotten up to this point.
Hold on. I think Gus is still answering questions with
Persephone.
Persephone.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I was pointing at.
So, what will you be doing now?
Well, I am going to talk to the wizard, Gabe, to see if there is a way of closing down that vortex.
Yeah, we probably pump stuff back into it.
That will be very dangerous, I suspect.
I suspect. But it is something beyond my expertise, so I need to consult with a wizard on that.
This sounds like a worthy goal. What could our court do for you to complete this?
Until I understand more from Gabe, I cannot answer that question.
Very well. You will get this done. And you should realize the way she phrased that didn't sound very much like a question.
No.
Right? That's kind of the over-involved family.
Yes.
So Hey,
I will get this done.
Future compels.
Yes.
It also didn't sound like it was simply encouragement.
No.
Nope. No, now it's when he has to go there and deal with it, and it's all sorts of unpleasant. He'd be like, my over-involved family did tell me I have to go do something about this.
Exactly. Setting yourself up for future compels is fine.
Mm-hmm.
You'd appreciate that. All right. Are you confronting Anya Scapus?
Actually, yes.
You are. Okay. That night, next day, what?
The next day.
Okay.
So we should go together for that one, I think.
Are
If you want.
Huh?
Are you all going?
Yeah, of course.
Might be a good idea. At least have backup. Are you sure there's not something else you might want to do before you go kick that hornet's nest?
Such as.
Well, if I knew, I wouldn't be asking.
I think I think I'm just gonna go kick a hornet's nest for the hell of it.
What?
And I mean, I could say I could be compelled to do this because, well, the authority of Crescent and the Star. But
do you want to check with the rest of the White Court leaders to see if they know what she's doing?
well, you have those contacts. I don't.
I have one. You seem to be friends with the gentleman at the.
Oh, I take that back. I do know the one group of White Court.
The one with the food.
The gluttony.
Yeah.
I think you're more familiar with the Wraith?
Yeah.
Whoever ran.
Yeah, I remember her name was.
It was a him. It was a chef.
Besh?
The chefs.
Oh,
One of the Beshes. Yeah.
Yeah.
sorry, I was thinking Juliet Wraith degree.
No. It's the Beshes that
Yep, the best.
Ignatius that I know.
Yep, Caesar and who was the other we said?
Ignatius.
Did you get along with them?
He did.
Yeah, I
did.
get along with Ignatius.
Gabe didn't.
Mm-mm.
Well, that's because Gabe was tasty and looked like he'd be good with ketchup.
Yeah. And, truthfully, Gus has no problem with the kind of incidental feeding that goes on at restaurants that the White Court enjoys. So.
Yeah, and they're feeding people too.
Yeah.
It's like you raise your animals, you eat them, or you grow grain, you harvest it, you grow more grain. Circle of life.
Exactly.
All right. And typically, the Besh very rarely are going to kill,
Right.
because someone choking to death in their restaurant is bad for business.
Mm-hmm.
So they're more likely to get you with morbid obesity.
Mm-hmm.
So you think it's a good idea to talk to them before we see Scapus, or no?
We can. I mean, I can go and talk to Ignatius about it.
I can let it slip during a conversation with Saint Germain.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're basically letting them know about her long-term plan for city control.
Something along those lines, yeah.
Okay.
Just let slip a few things that was brought up about what her plans are and what she's possibly behind. And I'll do it as naively as it's, like I don't realize I'm doing it.
I don't know that you have that ability to do it naively.
No, I do. I actually do it naively. It's not a ploy.
I don't know, but okay.
Unknown, the ignorant outcast.
Yeah.
I don't ploy do it naively. I
how
actually just
you-
flat out do it.
How you do it is, Saint Germain. I came across this information about Anastavis having long-term plans to control the city. I don't really know what to do with this information. That's how you do it naively.
Don't worry, my boy. I'll take care of that. Don't you worry your pretty head about that. I'll take care of that.
Okay.
Be careful who you say that to. There's no need to tell that to the kind, the mortals.
Um. Okay.
The word for mortals is typically kine, Kine.
Vampire reference.
It will become obvious over time.
Noted.
All right. Sitting in Anya Scavis's very wealthy office again. Gentlemen, third time this week.
Yes.
I feel honored.
Well, you had expressed concern regarding the hurricane.
It damaged the city. Fortunately, the economy is recovering now.
We have, and I believe we may have mentioned the concept that it may not have been just a completely natural occurrence.
I have heard this theory from more than one.
The first time we came here, we went up to the roof to investigate the death of someone, and we were attacked up there. And we've dealt with that issue between us. What we've discovered, though, is that's the person that caused the hurricane.
And have you identified this person?
Yes. Yes, we've told the Lady of Flowers. Or I've told the Lady of Flowers, as
Yeah.
was requested of me.
And who was this person?
The Lady of Flowers is one of the Fae.
Not
Well, says the Fae.
There was a gentleman known as Kendrick who was responsible. He used to go by the name Kendrick.
By what name does he go now?
Well, that we are still looking for.
Well, if you see him, you can ask him.
His name was once Kendrick Hart.
Kendrick. I'm sorry, I
Hart.
didn't hear.
Kendrick Hart. A distant relation to another Hart in this city.
Well, medium distance.
Relation. A distant relation.
As far as we've come to understand.
And that is what you expect me to believe.
Well, that is where the investigation has led.
Is what you, because you know who he is, you know who we're talking about, so you know what we know. So yes, we expect you to believe it because you believe it yourself.
I suppose I should thank you for keeping me well informed. If you'd like, I can provide you with some chips so that you can spend a few hours down in the casino.
No, thank you.
I'm fine, thank you very much. Not my kind of delicacy.
I'll take a few chips.
You might enjoy it.
I'll take a few chips.
See, luckily, I got over my
No, you gotta turn them in immediately. They're like $15.
See, I mean,
I'm just
for me-
waiting for all the slot machines to go off when he walks through.
Kind of opens the drawer. Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke. The complimentary chips appear to have run out for today.
well, thank you anyway.
You might expect that, as you might expect, she seems to be keeping her cool.
Yeah.
From
I'm not going to try to break a white court on social, so. Well, I mean, I do have.
maybe not a knowledgeable white court. Now, if it was
Yeah.
not so knowledgeable white court, might be easy.
Well, technically, my presence, rapport, and intimidation are all at superb, but
But
I don't have any chips.
Yeah.
So.
Is there anything else that we have for this case?
Not that I know of.
I think we have a lot of future leads and things that we can follow up on.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the question that ultimately I started with, why is Allegra Landry dead,
Has been figured out.
has been answered.
And she's not dead.
Yeah, and do we want
Right,
to
well,
go back
no.
and touch base with her for any reason?
Well, I mean, the question would have changed a few times. She's still in a coma, right? Why is she dead? Why did she set you up? Why, there are a whole bunch of questions. I think we've gotten the answers to
Right.
pretty much all.
Why is she dead? Why isn't she dead? Why is she in a coma?
Try to kill her when she's not dead.
And I will, at some point in time in all this, let the Cajun know that she is. Was the Cajun or was it Luke Guru? Know that she is alive and that she's in the hospital.
I believe you already did.
I couldn't remember if I had or not. So.
Oh, you
We
did.
did.
You let the Laperouse clan know.
Okay.
Yes.
And that
I believe you let the Rougarou know as well.
because his daughter.
Yeah, he still expects you to be talking to his daughter.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I inform him that she will not leave her mama's side. And
All right.
that's where they're at.
So, I think that's our first case file,
Okay.
right? Which means that it is, even though we just did a milestone at the end of the last session tonight, that we finished last week. I think this is the take a point of refresh and a skill point. Point where we are. Well, I mean, look, this has been a bunch of sessions. You guys have learned a lot. You've done a lot. We've had plenty of social conflict, a couple of fights, a bit of mental conflict, right? Been all over the place. It was a head whirl of a week. That seems like it's probably worth a point of refresh.
Now that means our refresh goes up. The
It does.
base refresh level goes up 1.
Yep. So instead of being at 8, you would put that to 9.
Yep.
Now, here's the next question I have. Anybody spending that newly acquired point?
Can I spend it when I want to, or is it spend it now or wait until the next point?
So, yes to both. Here's how it works. If you are going to spend it in the middle of something for I take this power, you have to also spend the fate point equal to the powers you're taking. Because at the beginning of a session, right, you're getting fate points for what your adjusted refresh is. If it's going to go down in the middle, you also have to spend what you would have at the beginning.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. Now, at the beginning of a case file, we are usually going to do a let's reset to what that adjusted refresh is. It's kind of during that I'll be like, yeah, here's just here's more, right?
Yeah.
And then I am of the opinion that case files, they don't have to be back to back to back. I like the idea of spacing things out if that works for you guys.
Give it some time.
Give it some time, give you chances to pursue some things. If we take that route, then that'll be plenty of time for us to clear those consequences, that sort of thing. You had a question I think you were about to ask, Robert?
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say, no, I'm not spending it because I'm not yet ready to tap into my powers yet.
Okay.
I wouldn't even know what to spend it on yet.
I'm probably gonna wait because exactly. I don't know what to spend it on.
No, look, really what it comes down to is Gabriel going to take refinement?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Or are you saving up because you want to go to Wharton College?
I do want to go to college.
Oh.
I will put a point in craftsmanship. I don't know if that gets me anything, but
It doesn't. You don't have to create your own sword. They'll give you one. You just have to spend the magic item, enchanted item slots for it. And you do that with the, what was the power I just mentioned?
enchanted item.
No.
Is it an item?
Refinement. Refinement.
So, and if you're going to be a warden, you have to have an aspect that refers to that. Are there any changes?
I do have one actually, rooting out evil.
You do, but we'd have to, if you're a warden of the White Council, there needs to be warden somewhere in an aspect.
Okay.
So rooting out evil could become warden of the White Council, or something else can become warden of the White Council.
Okay.
You know? Are there any aspects that that this story has changed for anyone?
I'm not sure yet. I need to think about that.
Okay. We only got your too much red court tape in once,
Yeah.
which means I have to come up with a few more ways to kind of bring that to the forefront.
Mhm.
And I do have an idea for that. I think you going to Persephone makes it a little easier to do over involved family. So I think we've got yours. I think yours are pretty solid.
Yeah. I'm happy with mine. That's why I was like, I need to think about it, but I don't think there's anything I want to change.
Yeah, I don't see any major changes coming for you. Gabe, it's just a question of, and we can look offline at, hey, here's what it takes, how many enchanted item slots it takes to get a warden sword. But it sounds like you definitely want to go that way.
Yeah, because that's cool.
Yeah.
I get to chop people's heads off.
You could, not just that, you get to be judge, jury, and executioner as a warden.
Yes.
You don't have to, I arrest him and bring him in for a trial.
Nope.
I looked at him, he was a warlock, I cut off his head. They go, okay.
Yep.
So we could talk about that. And I would even think you could have an aspect of, warden, cloak, and sword. Wardens wear a gray cloak wherever they go. That's like their badge of office. People in the supernatural community, they see you wearing that gray cloak, they know you're there in your aspect of, I am a warden of the White Council.
Okay.
But it also means when you go places, you're representing the White Council even more than you already are.
Right. But
So the other supernatural groups do know what wardens are and recognize them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, wardens are not a secretive thing. They also tend to be the battle wizards for the White Council.
Yeah.
If you're going to go arrest someone who's using black magic, you need to be able to be prepared to deal with them. And his approach actually to the wizard was great. Let's knock him out, and then I'm going to go stab him while he's down.
Yeah.
It's kind of the warden way.
Yeah. Hey, let's knock him unconscious. I'll probably cut off some digits of fingers so casting is more difficult. And then let's put these manacles on just in
Which
case.
you didn't have.
I know, but it was going to be, all right, we're going to drive there right now. Get in the car.
Oh, I totally would have compelled the car to break down.
It would have broken down.
Oh, yeah,
It would've been horrible.
absolutely it would have broken down.
Now, the unfortunate thing is the best way to take out a warlock is mind magic. But a warden would never be able to do that.
Depends on the warlock.
No, I could always.
No, the best
spirit.
way is from 500 yards away with a sniper rifle and a good scope.
Touche.
Mhm.
That's true.
I'm going to shield this 50 caliber bullet that's
But
coming.
mind magic is a close second.
Know about it. You can't
Right.
defend.
Kaboom.
Yeah. Dave, any changes that we have for Jack?
I don't think so. I don't know what new aspect would come into play.
Nor do I. Maybe it might even be a better question of, is there anything Jack would be doing over the next several weeks or months?
I have a question.
Yeah, I'll get to you in a moment.
Okay.
That Jack might be doing in the next couple of weeks or months that might, like, is his lore going up? Is he trying to learn more? And you don't have to decide now. It's just I'm trying to put that question out there, right?
I mean, I think he's trying to get better with some of his powers, but I have raised stealth and deceit. Those were the two skills that went up today. So
Yeah. And what I raised was alertness in this second one.
Because you find that you're going last too often.
Well, I mean, beyond that, it's just alertness is part of the investigation concept too.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah that's true.
So, I mean, if I really wanted to get better at initiative, I would go on and take the inhuman speed and start working up that track, but I'm holding off right
2
now.
points.
Huh?
That's 2 points.
Yeah, but I have 3 right now.
That's true. It's expensive. But you can totally do it.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, anything for LeVere?
At this point in time, I want to say I think things should change, but maybe we should change the high concept.
Okay.
He's no longer a grifter. Maybe white court initiate or something like that.
What about like white court dilettante? Because you're still kind of lazy and not working.
It works.
Tell me I'm wrong,
No, you're not. But yeah, that does work.
right? I mean, the definition: a person who cultivates an area of interest such as the arts without real commitment or knowledge.
So
That's why
yeah,
was
I
like,
figure we can change the high concept to that because
okay,
he's not grifting anymore. He's actually finding some sort of
Purpose.
purpose. Yeah,
okay.
and
The
he.
only reason I was that I suggested that, and you can use initiate if you want. It is your character.
No, that sounds more like it. You know.
Yeah, because an initiate is usually going to be an initiate to, knowledge and power and stuff like that.
Oh no, he's going to learn what he can from Jock, and
Yeah.
you know, I guess maybe it's still some grifter involved, where he's going to take full advantage of whatever Jock has
Yeah.
to offer him. What's the word I'm looking for?
Are you keeping ignorant
Material wise.
though? I don't know that ignorant. If you're a white court dilettante, are you also an ignorant outcast, or is there a different trouble?
Well, I don't think I'd be considered an ignorant outcast. I mean, he's still ignorant to most of the ways, but I don't. Depending on how long we've.
But you're not really an outcast.
Not
You've been
anymore. I'm actually.
right.
Yeah.
So what would make it difficult to be a white court dilettante? You eat.
I'm
well, you
still.
already have.
I am still the remorseful white knight, so it has to be something with that, I guess.
Doesn't have to be.
Well,
It's
I mean, he doesn't.
That makes
He doesn't want to
your
kill.
high concept complicated. What complicates your life on a pretty regular basis?
Well, I mean,
He
if he's a
refused-
dilettante, then parties. I mean, he's going to have to start making himself seen and known.
Yeah.
Where'd my mouse go? There it is.
So what is that then? A known entity?
What do you mean?
Well, a known entity is we know exactly who you are, what you represent,
And who you're
Probably
affiliated with.
you. It could even be used if he's going to attack. Well, you are a known entity. They know your tactics. So I'm going to go ahead and compel and just say that, everyone knows that on your third attack, you try to punch him in the nose and he dodges. Or you're going someplace and you're trying to be undercover or, low key. You're a known entity. Right? Which kind of indicates that everybody knows you better than you know them. So it's not too far off from ignorant, but it's definitely, pretty far from the outcast.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
You like it,
A little more known, I guess. Yeah. So what did we say that was?
I had suggested a known entity. I'll put that in the chat for you to think about. All right, you said you had a question, Michael John?
Yeah, it's really quick. What's our total skill points? I think 34.
With the one that you just picked up, I think 33?
We have 33 skill points.
Yes.
Yep, base refresh is 9 and 33 skill points.
Dilettante.
All right.
Is it D?
I'm going to move some of these faces to other places. Move them out of this case file. You know what? We'll just put him right there at the top.
All right.
All right. Is there anything else?
I don't think so.
No.
All right. Well, you'll be happy to know that next week when we start, that case is not going to start with a corpse.
Oh, good.
Is it going to start with 2 corpses?
No, no,
3?
except maybe. There are no corpses. There will be gallons of blood, however,
Hmm.
but no corpses.
So
Well,
we're-
that's good.
So we're investigating Carrie's prom. Gotcha.
Sure.
Well, at least we know it's not vampires.
Well, you
The
know,
wrong part is missing.
well, not all of them drink that, but yeah, for the most part.
He's like, ew, that's icky. Don't put me in that same boat with them.
He's not goth and weird. That's
Right.
between the black port and the red.
I would rather drink red wine than red blood.
Yes, that is not your.
Well, now you sound like a Besh.
No, I'd rather you guzzle red wine while I sit and watch. That's a mesh.
There we go.
With you. Right? Because bear in mind, it's part of it is partaking with you. So no, they would probably sit and drink with you. They might drink slowly because they're also drinking you, but they would keep pouring you the wine.
Yeah.
And in fact, some of that family get along very well with some of your family, Gus.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah. Which is probably why you might even get along with them.
Yeah.
Right? You have cousins who are Maenads, right?
Yeah. I have sisters who are sirens.
Eating too much? Not a problem. Here, have one. Is wafer thin. All right. Now, Michael John, do we need to look at a sword for you?
Yes.
All right. So that is, I think, page 303 under enchanted items. We'll see how many slots it takes.
Ooh, what kind of sword are you getting?
What's that?
What kind
He's
of sword?
saying that, hey, I think I do want to figure out how to do a warden sword.
Yes. No, I'm asking
And-
like what type of sword? Because if I recall from the books, they never said a warden sword has to be this kind of sword.
It doesn't. It
No.
is a sword.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of guys that walk around and shoot lightning out that carry swords.
What's
now,
that?
now I understand where the Highlander thing came from.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, you think Highlanders were wardens?
Highlanders were actually wardens, and somebody just
There can be only one warden.
no. That was probably the writer's port in it.
There are all sorts of different types.
I know it doesn't say, but I was like, a two-handed sword.
No, I think I think it may even say that there are different types.
No. The only reason I'm playing two-handed sword is because, well, I'm not going to cut someone's head with a rapier.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
poke their
fair
eye
enough. It's a little harder to do that way.
out. I'll poke their eye out.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I think all swords have the same weapon rating anyway, so it's not like mechanically different.
Right, but it's flavor. You know, which one am
Yeah.
I going around and which
What
one
kind of flavor do you want?
I can't bring that in here? What do you mean I can't bring my great sword in here? That makes no sense.
By the way, if I ever do a Dresden campaign after this, which is likely, I've been thinking there should probably be a spell casting power that can give you back refresh, or like let you know how Harry is really good at some stuff and terrible at others.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be something that reflects that better than just an aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have an aspect to take it, but there's also going to be some legit, you get these penalties or something else like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I just feel like there needs to be.
Like get a refresh back because you can't do anything involving fire or something like that.
Or, but it would have to be it has to apply to an element you actually take. So evocation,
Right.
you get 3 elements. You can't be like, well, I didn't take fire, so now I take something that limits my fire.
Yeah, because a wizard has to be able to use all of the elements eventually. It's just some of them just can't do it well.
Yeah, like Harry, he's not good at veils. He's good with spirit magic, right? That
Yeah.
is one of the things that he's taken, and he's very good with it, except for veils. So there needs to be something more than just a compel, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
kind of like a catch, but a little different.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. Like a catch, but a little different. You found the page?
Yes.
Because my word searches aren't working.
Right there.
Yep. So it is a weapon 3, and it uses 2 enchanted item slots.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
So that's what refinement, and I get to.
So, and refinement, let's turn to refinement. Technically, that could be both your potions.
Yeah.
And then you don't have the potions.
I like my thing.
I know you like your potions.
I don't like it.
And you don't want I'm not asking you to get rid of them. By the way, did you like having the ability to, I declare what the potion is?
Yes.
Okay. There is something else that we haven't done yet that he's not aware of for potions. You can build a compel into a potion if you make it ahead of time to make the potion a little bit stronger.
What do you mean?
So it talks about that in here, and we can cover it when we're done. All right. Well, you know what? I know you can deal with the refinement. We can talk about that as well. I don't think anyone wants to see how you do the mechanical portion of that. I think we're pretty good for the evening. It's a little early, but I'm okay with that. What do you think?
Well, we did just finish the first thing.
I know, and I have part of the next thing ready.
And it's
I
22.
would think over the next few months, it's clear that the Fomor are becoming more of a presence. They're becoming a nuisance. The Red Court is, and probably there are a lot of times that there should probably be a bunch of different minor inconveniences you go through, and you can't trace them back to the White Court. Technically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But, you know.
All right, so we'll go ahead and
Gus, that, you know, your credit card companies have all of a sudden adjusted the terms and the interest rate has gone up and your credit score has gone down. You know, stuff like that. They'll just be a nuisance to you guys. I don't think the city aspects have changed. Do you?
No.
This one story?
no, not yet.
Okay. All right. Well, that was part 1 of X number of parts. I won't tell you how many.
Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Come back with us on Wednesday for some organized play, Friday for Rime of the Frost Maiden, and we have at least 2 more episodes left of this season's worth of Dungeons with Veterans. And then we'll be back here Monday to find out what the next case is. So with that, remember we're in this adventure called Life Together. Remember the golden rule. Treat those around you the way you'd like to be treated yourself. And with that, have a good week.
I didn't say anything there.